Say, oh playmate, come out and play with me, and bring your dollies three. Climb up my apple tree, look down my rain barrel, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore. Say, oh playmate, come out and play with me, and bring your dollies three. Climb up my apple tree, look down my rain barrel, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore. Say, oh playmate, come out and play with me, and bring your dollies three. Climb up my apple tree, look down my rain barrel, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore. Say, oh playmate, come out and play with me, and bring your dollies three. Climb up my apple tree, come and climb my tree, look down my rain barrel, slide down my door, and we'll be friends forever. Say, oh playmate, come out and play with me, and leave those dolls at home. You can come along, look down my rain barrel, slide down my door, and we'll be friends forever. Forever, forever, forever. Look down my rainbow, slide down my door, and we'll be friends forever. Oh, forever, oh, forever, oh, forever. Say, oh playmate, come out and play with me, and bring your dollies three. Climb up my apple tree, look down my rain barrel, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore. Say, oh playmate, come out and play with me, and bring your dollies three. Climb up my apple tree, look down my rain barrel, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore. Say, oh playmate, come out and play with me, and bring your dollies three. Climb up my apple tree, look down my rain barrel, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore. Say, oh playmate, come out and play with me, and bring your dollies three. Climb up my apple come and climb my tree, look down my rain barrel, slide down my door, and we'll be friends forever. Say, oh playmate, come out and play with me, and leave those dolls at home. You can come along, look down my rain barrel, slide down my door, and we'll be friends forever. Forever, 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 look down my rainbow, slide down my door, and we'll be friends forever. Oh, forever, oh, forever, oh, forever.
Hello, kids! Welcome to the Late Night Crafty Club. I am so happy to see your little faces. Happy Friday. Happy back to school season. It's September. I'm so delighted. We are so close to fall. We are just a couple weeks away. So I'm so happy to be having this Late Night Crafty Club with you. I can't even begin to tell you. I'm so excited. It felt much longer than 2 weeks. I don't know. Did it feel like much longer than 2 weeks to you? because it felt like that to me. I'm so happy to see all your little faces. Look at all of you in the chat room already here to do some crafty business. You have been summoned officially to the principal's office for some crafty session. It's like an after school punishment, but like the best kind. It's after school crafty punishment. Wouldn't that have been funny if that had been the kind of like the detention that you got was like, creativity. Why wasn't detention like that? Why didn't they use that time for like a good purpose? I only got detention a couple times in all of my years of school, and it was like something dumb, like being late to class or something. I was a pretty good student, like didn't get in trouble, kind of rule follower student. So I can only say I've only had detention a couple times. Like I said, dumb reasons. But I wish it had been crafty. I'll tell you that. All right. So hello and welcome. Let's say hi to our friends. Hello, Miss Marie Louise. Hello, Miss Denise. Hello, Jonna. Hi, Julianne. Hello, Miss Quite Frankly. Quite frankly, it's nice to meet you. Hello, Miss Rosemary's. Oh, I forgot myself. Hello, Miss Lee. Hello, Sherry Susan. Hello, Christy. Hi, Elisa. It's good to see your little face. Hello, Miss Karen. Hello, Ray. Hi, Terry. Hi, Bren. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Mary. Hello, Miss Diana. Hi, Chris. And hi, Janice. Hello, Miss Lorette. Hello, Lacey in Nova Scotia. Hello, Miss Wendy. Hi, Janice. Hi, Penny. Hi, Deb. It's good to see you. Hi, Miss Kelly in Minnesota. Hello, the Supper Club, the Late Night Supper Club. That would be an alternative. Yes, the Late Night Crafty Supper Club. That's what we should start doing because, technically it is like dinner time here. Maybe we should combine it to be a crafty supper club. Then I could just eat on camera. That's another genre of YouTube, and I don't recommend that particular niche. So let's see. Who else have we got here today? I see Brenda in Florida, my little twinsy. It's so good to see you. I see Pearl Ann. I see Floor. I haven't seen your little face. It's lovely I love to see friends that I haven't seen in so long pop up suddenly. Suddenly. So it's so good to see you. Up, Miss Patricia. Hello, Michelle. Hi, Erica. Up there in Washington. Hello, Annabelle. Annabelle down in, I think, San Diego. Sorry if I've outed you, but we'll just say Southern California. I could be wrong. Hello, Miss Edie, also in Southern California. Hello, Miss Edith. Hello. Brenda says, hello, everyone from Florida. Let's see. Denise says, Peachy adorbs. Peachy, the official high school folder. I wore this in honor of back to school season. I wore it in honor of the boomers and the Gen Xers. I really honestly do not know if millennials had peachies. Now, my daughter, technically a young millennial, so I know I was buying her Lisa Frank at that point. So I really don't know if elder, that sounds so funny, like a Lord of the Rings character, an elder millennial. I don't know. Maybe Chris, you could speak to this. I don't know if you fall into that age bracket. Did I don't know when Peachy left the building. I don't know when they left. So I don't know. I just know that that's all kind of we had for a long time until I Lisa Frank came in like in our era. Now towards the latter part of our era. So I also, there was another brand also that is like on the tip of my brain. I can't remember what else. Now these are my feelings, not necessarily facts. I feel like we probably didn't have a lot of options when it came to our school accessories, but Peachy was the folder, right? And I think they were probably dirt cheap, and everybody took their pencil and their pens and markers and they decorated the Peachy marker makeover to the Peachy sports figures on there, right? Everybody did the little makeover to different creative degrees. So I wore this shirt in honor of of back to school season and for all of my sweet friends in honor of all of us, because you know, this is the season of back to school, and I don't care how old we get. When September rolls around, there is just, it's in the air. It's just, it's those memories, 12 years of September rolling around, and the to a greater or lesser extent, good and bad memories of going back to school, is imprinted upon you. That's a lot of school imprinted upon you. So it's hard to get that out of your system. And for the most part, I think the best part of September is buying your school supplies. Let's face it, buying the school supplies was the best part of September. So, yeah, so I just thought that would be fun. I saw it, and it was, I saw it and it was like, hello, gorgeous. So hello, Miss Crafty Darlene. Your name says it all. It's built right into the title. I love it. Let's see. Hi, Jenny, Miss Jenny Young. Good to see you. Terry is reminding everybody to give this video a thumbs up, which reminds me, the last time I had a late night crafty club, I demonstrated through the power of suggestion that when we all worked together to like the video, it does alter the algorithm. YouTube does respond, and it does push the little live stream out there. And we did pull in a new watcher, if you recall. So please take a moment and like said video. It's very simple to do. Even if you're on your mobile device, you can minimize the chat room for a moment so it exposes the little thumbs up, thumbs down. You can thumbs it down if you like. If you are not, convinced you're going to get your money's worth tonight, just give it a thumbs down and let me earn the thumbs up, okay? And it doesn't matter. Good attention, bad attention, YouTube doesn't care. They don't judge. They just want you to interact. If they decide if people have a reaction to me, either way, that is worth pushing out there and trying to get other crafters to join in. So we proved it last time. So everybody work together to thumbs it up or thumbs it down. Everybody together. Let's get those up. There's like 70 plus people in the chat, and I only have 45 thumbs ups. Come on. Everybody push that little button. Okay, let's see here. Okay, there's Darlis. There's Diane. Hello. Hi, Miss Sharon. Hi, Miss Robin. Yes. Okay. So Darlene says that millennials got the revised, updated Peachy, and they came in pink, mint, and light blue, but they weren't the same. They had different images. Wah, wah, wah. All right. Well, so you guys had your own thing. But you had something that you had Peachy. You had your own version. Hi, Miss Melanie. That's right. Erica, true that. You had Peachy and the Trapper Keeper if you were a Gen Xer, because the Trapper Keeper, I had the one with the I think it was the one with the hearts on it. It was there were little rainbow, there was like a rainbow heart one. I think that's the one I had. Yes, Jonna. So I watched this expose on Lisa Frank. Oh goodness. Yikes. I I was blown away. She's not there's a lot. There's a lot to that brand. There's a lot behind the scenes apparently of that brand. So yeah, I watched that not too long ago. It was quite eye-opening. Hi, Miss Margaret. Hello, Margaret. Hello. There you go. Elisa says I became a teacher to buy school supplies. That's quite a commitment. Hi, Miss Kathy Dotson. Good to see you. Did you come to the Late Night Crafty Club because I invited you? Please tell me it was my invitation. There you go. Brenda says when September rolls around, I'm buying school supplies for no reason. Me too. I did that for a while. There you go. Chris says, clicks the awesome like button. Thank you. I've earned it. I've earned the likes button. Okay. There we go. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Mim. I'm so glad you were able to make it to a live as well. Hi, Miss Penny. All right, Brenda says done. Okay, there you go. See, there you go. Okay, so you're so welcome, Melanie. So yes, Jonna, I will in the clubhouse. I will give you a link. It actually had the story starts out because she did a collab with a makeup brand, but then it just there's so much to this crazy brand that we did not know. We did not know. We were so innocent. There's so much to it. So, yay. So everybody who has been placing orders, who placed orders, it took me a full day to write thank you notes and put freebies in the packages. And you guys are the best. So on the last late night crafty club I did, the orders poured in, and yeah, it took me a full day of writing notes and stuff. And I'm not, trust me, I'm not complaining. It was wonderful. What an amazing blessing. So thank you so much. Sorry, I'm pounding the desk, which next to the microphone, that's probably really annoying. So sorry, my friends. So thank you so much for your support. Although I'm sure that little scissor decal was a big motivator. So we do have just a few of them left. So we're gonna decide if we're gonna keep putting like make them available for sale or just use special decals for incentivizing during the Late Night Crafty Club. Because honestly, I really want people to come to the Late Night Crafty Club, and it's just a bonus that you get first dibs at some of our orders. Because here's the thing. We are giving you first dibs at the product. We're giving you first dibs at, giving you an opportunity to have a special thing that we're not offering in the store. And we did not promote any of the products onto to the newsletter or anything. It took so much time to do that we're like, yeah, we're not going to tell anybody else about it for right now because because there was just it was a lot keeping up with just that little group of orders, which is kind of why we kind of turned the shop into a sticker truck, and kind of made it a more of a sporadic thing for a long time, because we were trying to be more minimal with doing the stickers. But now it's open all the time. It's just that I want to be more careful about how much I promote it. So I'm not trying to inundate you all with promotions all the time of what we're up to. Now, having said that, I do have a couple new products that I wanted to share with you, but please know there is never any pressure to buy anything from me. You can do it, the craft that I am sharing with you and showing you that I love so much that I'm going to continue doing all next year. It's going to be my main initiative here on the Reset Girl channel. You don't ever have to buy a single thing from me. You can do this craft your whole stash. Okay. So please know this is not a way of trying to get you to buy from me. I personally genuinely love, and I have finally clicked into what I specifically asked Mark to design and make for me, what like I'm curating and asking to be made for me are the stickers that I genuinely love. These cards that I'm having him, like we're making them together. I genuinely love, and the things I genuinely love, you will see me using them all the time. I never get sick of them. I love them. They're like my essentials. They're my deserted island products. I would take them with me. If they're the only craft supply I have, that's what would go with me. So they're like a ride or die product. And I think when anybody in the craft space feels that way about a product, I'm always impressed with that. And like, that's kind of a product I want to own when I know it means so much to that person that I admire or that, I look up to or respect their skill. Like, what are those products that you would take, if that was the only tool or product that you could take, what would it be for you? Those are the ones I want. So that's why I'm trying to be very mindful of the things that I curate now and the things that we create. I want it to be the things that bring me joy because that's the stuff you'll see me use consistently. And that was kind of a problem in the past when I wasn't involved in making things for me because I always felt like you have to make things for your customer. But I have learned something now. When you design for yourself, it makes a huge difference when you're crafting with your things. And you can see I have been using the same stickers now for a solid, I don't know, 5, 6 years. So I'm very, very loyal. I'm very, very loyal. Very loyal. In some ways, I'm a little butterfly, and then in other ways, I'm a steady Eddie. So, just so you know, the beginning of the month brings a new bingo prompt sheet. Yay! So, if you are on the LNCC newsletter list, I emailed this to you. It is in your inbox so that you can download it. If you are not on that special newsletter list, you can do so by clicking the link in the description box of this live stream. There is a little description box below, and you can sign up and you will have this sent to you. And this is just our basic bingo sheet that we put into like our playbooks. We've had them, and we've been doing this for a long time. And this just gives you, if you get stuck and you just feel like you need some help or you want to challenge yourself, it's just fun to have little prompts that kind of prompt you into your crafting. So there's that. And also I have a little list to I'm going to try and keep this quick. Okay. So I just want to show you the cards that I came up with because I was super inspired. Now I need to show you the cut version because it will make more sense when you can see them if you didn't see the last time. When I'm talking about these cards, I'm talking about them in this format. So these are the cards. These are all cut down to 3x5. So this is what they look like in their finished form when you've cut them down. So each set of our printable cards, they come in there's 24 cards. There's 4 different designs. Sorry, there's 6 different designs, 4 of each design, and you can print as many as you want. So this is the set number 3, and I am just showing you the 6 designs that come in this set. So there's this fun little grid pattern that looks a lot like the Hobonichi page that's in all of your playbooks. There's a guest check. There's this darker, beautiful, warm wood pattern. I love, love wood. I think honeys look spectacular on wood. Then we have a pink ledger, pink and orange, my favorite color combination. And then we have this other, the traditional kind of peach and green. This is another ledger. And then we have a Love This Moment, which is like a little checklist style card. So all of these would be part of the 3x5 card making series. So this is set number 3. And then set number 4, this is all from ephemera that I purchased. It's real ephemera. And then it was all cut down into 3x5 pieces. So it's all kind of like random parts of a letter that was all cut down because this is how I cut. This is how I cut and trim. This is how I crop actual paper when I go to art, make art with it. And I love this. I love how it's so eclectic and it's so unique and different. These are actual like little statements that were hand drawn, like hand filled in. These were cards. It's so interesting. A lot of this paperwork was from like the 50s or the 30s. So this was like how people took care of their how they were charged, with a company, and they would go pay their bill at the company. These are actual real cards. There's Jane Austen, her predecessors. These were library cards from the Dewey Decimal System. So I thought these would be super fun to actually decorate. This is a letter, a handwritten letter. This letter are actually notes from a city council meeting from the 1930s um it's in Pennsylvania. It's a city outside Pittsburgh. I cannot think of the city name. I was reading the letter this morning. So that's in here. Here's a letter from this lovely lady was writing a letter to her mom in the 30s. She typed it all up and she's just letting her know about what's up with the family, what's going on. And so it was cut up into pieces. So, and then this is a dear sir, the Department of Public Service. So again, it's just a bunch of random ephemera that I bought from an estate sale. and just turned into cards. I just thought that would be interesting and would kind of make things interesting in your artwork if you wanted to purchase said card set. I personally love having ephemera in my artwork. I think it's so interesting with real handwriting or typewriter. So I wanted it very much. So the other product that we have is a brand new product we have never ever done before. These are what we're calling pop tabs. So these are, this is like photo paper. So Mark is actually printing these to photo paper, and they are in a little frame. This is like the cardstock. They're beautifully printed. They're crisp and just on photo paper. The images are super crisp. They are photo paper that's very similar in weight to cardstock, and they are in this little frame. You just pop them out, and you can paste them back to back and use them like a tab, or you can use them in your card projects like I do. So I love putting tabs on my cards at the top. It's like almost every single card I make always gets a tab. So I thought it would be really fun to start offering tabs. We've only offered tabs in digital form. So these are actually printed for you. They're cut for you. They're just very lightly held in this frame. They're held in there like in like 2, 3 spots. And so you can just like gently kind of tug them out and they pop right out. So that's why we call them pop tabs. So this is a Girl Friday edition, and this is Meaningful. So Meaningful is one of our our classic fall collections. And I feel like with Meaningful, it isn't really a traditional fall. I feel like Meaningful works in the summer as well as it's like, to me, it's one of my top 3 favorite collections. Could look at this all year long. I've used it in our summer as well as fall. I absolutely love Meaningful, so that's why I wanted it to be in there. And so that is what we have in the store right now is we have some digital and some physical that we added. So these are in addition to all the new physical stickers that we have been cranking out like crazy. So if you did not place an order last time when we did that release of like 6 new sticker sheets, these are in there. And if you want to wait and see what we got coming next time, to place another order, you can certainly do that because we have new physical stickers coming. Fall is around the corner. We are going to be doing a big fall release of a whole bunch of delicious fall stuff. So, no, like I said, there's no pressure to order if you want to wait and do so later, you can. So digital is lovely because it's like on demand. You can print it whenever you want to. So anyway, okay. So that's all I wanted to say about that. I just wanted to run through the product really fast, mention the bingo sheet that is available for you to grab. And then I do mention fun little finds that I come up with. And I don't know where, in your neck of the woods, if you've noticed this in your store. I noticed it on Walmart.com when I was placing like my order. I came across this and I just wanted to let you know because it is so, so delicious. So, they could be in other stores. I don't know. I don't go out. I don't go out into the world. So Dove came out with a line of these holiday body washes, body products, and they are so scrumptious. I have most of the fragrances. There's possibility I might be missing one. So there's apple cider caramel, there's pecan butter crunch, and there's cinnamon pumpkin pie. So yum, yum, yum. They all also offer in all 3 of the fragrances, they all have a body scrub in addition. So there's a matching body scrub. They also have matching deodorants, which is amazing. I've never ever seen that before where they would come out with a holiday scented deodorant. I did not buy any because I'm very picky about my deodorant, but they do have a deodorant. And then they offered a hand wash. So that was another product in the line. So the only one that I will be honest with you now, I went after the cinnamon pumpkin pie because obviously pumpkin was that's the big fall fragrance. But once I've smelled them all, if I had it to do over again, if I know what I knew, if I knew what I know now, this is the fragrance I would double down on. If you have this fragrance available in your store, I would go sniff this. I would go check this out. If you love a good holiday fragrance, this is all limited edition. Um, this is scrumptious. This is delicious. Makes your shower smell like dessert. Um, Having said that, they're all scrumptious. In fact, Mark, this made Mark crave the pumpkin spice coffee creamer. Like that, we need to order some of that pronto. because because we did, that gave me an opportunity to put 2 more of these in my cart. So anyway, hi Benita. Of course, my skincare bestie would say the Dove Autumn stuff is sold out in my stores. I want the pecan one. So yeah, I noticed when I was checking Google, they were showing Walmart, having them, but then you would see like what store, and it was definitely not a store in my area. So I feel very lucky to get the ones that I got. Um, but you can order them online. You can order from walmart.com. And if shipping is a possibility, have it shipped to you. That is what I did. All of mine were shipped. I didn't have anything. They didn't have any in the store. It was all shipped. So try that if you are able to. So hi Mahaya, good to see you. So anyway, that's all I wanted to share with you. If you guys are into body care and the smell good stuff and all of that yummy fall fragrancy stuff. I used to be a real big Bath and Body person. Fall would always make me go in there, but I kind of feel like I don't love their products. I really don't. I don't love the quality of their stuff, and I feel like they always have the same fragrance. So I don't really buy their stuff anymore. I feel like it's really easy to just I don't know. I stopped shopping in there. It's really easy to go in there and I talk like I go out in the world, but but I feel like how can you tell when there's so many different pumpkins? Like there's pumpkin cupcake and there's pumpkin spice and then there's pumpkin chai and there's pumpkin caramel and there's pumpkin pancakes and there's pumpkin waffles. They have like 10 different pumpkin smells. So I think like, wow, do we need that many pumpkin smells? So I don't know. I kind of stopped enjoying going in there. It's just, I've overspent when I go in there. And the last time I went in there was, the time I went to New York City in the fall, and I went in there and I spent way too much money, and I still have product from that trip. And that was 2019. I still have stuff from that trip. So that tells me something that I cannot be trusted. I cannot be trusted. I will smell from afar. Jan, we were just talking about you. Mark, you have that gift too. You have the gift too. Do you guys remember how I've told you about how I have a gift where I'll think about somebody in the community or talk about them, and then boom, there they are. They show up. Jam, Mark just talked about you and your crazy little hat that you came up with because you were recreating the Girls Just Want to Have Fun, uh, which was so adorable. Yeah. So, and then here you are. I don't think I've seen you in a single live stream, but right after, there you are. I think Mark has the gift as well now. So, hi, Susan Lloyd. Good to see you. Yes, Annabelle, probably. And Annabelle says I pick up stuff from Trader Joe's. It's cleaner. I like Trader Joe's too. I bought some of their pumpkin stuff in the little jar. It doesn't smell as strong as I wished it did. It's on the faint side. I do love that other fragrance they have in the jar. It smells like the Bum Bum cream. They kind of did a dupe of that fragrance. So I really, that smell is really delightful. But yeah, I try to minimize all my beauty stuff, but that I couldn't help myself, but I probably am going to gift a couple of these away. So I think I'm going to keep the Butter Crunch and gift the other two because that one is just so delightful. So, hello, Miss Claire. It's so good to see you from Notting Hampshire. I had to concentrate on saying that. Claire, it's good to see you. Let's see. Hi, Miss Holly Angel and hey, I'm so glad you were able to catch a live too. And hi, Michelle K. Okay, so is that all I wanted to tell you? Oh, and I got something new for my cards. I just want to share this with you. There's a seller on Etsy who had quite a few of these. The name of the store is called Misfit Vintage Co. They had I love an Etsy store that's so good with their styling and their photography. Their vintage like just their photography was just scrumptious. But they had these lovely, cool little utility drawers. I guess it was part of like from like a military style like unit of drawers. And this comes out the little separator. But I thought this would be so cool for putting my cards in because this is going to be much larger. I have determined I'll show you my setup here. I have a big goal for my cards. So this will be like a big kahuna kind of receptacle. But I just love industrial kind of products and the fact that it's vintage, it's all kind of chippy. I love, love, love this. So it was a steal. I thought it was such a great price. So it's Misfit Vintage Co. And Mark was really good about putting links in the description box. This one possibly has a link. I don't know that I'm just telling you in case it doesn't. Um, but I wanted to have a goal, and so that is my goal receptacle. In the meantime, in the meantime, my current cards are now in this little box that I commissioned this from my brother. I asked him to do a plain box because I wanted to decoupage it myself. Or stain it. I haven't decided. So my current cards are in here. Now, these are the past as well as current cards. So they're all mixed in here. The cards from 2018 as well as the cards I recently started making here on YouTube. So I didn't realize how fast they would be already filling up my box. So I'm just telling you guys, I am fully committed to this project. I'm in. And I say this with full confidence, full declaration. I say this because as you are well aware, I have tried many different projects. I've tried many different things. I've gone down the path thinking, okay, I'm going to, try to stay in this project. I'm gonna do the pages, I'm gonna do the pockets, I'm gonna do the junk journal. But i I don't ever seem to find that spark or that thing that makes me like just really like, stay the course with it for a really, really, really long time. I don't. So this is the first time I've ever done anything in my life that just brings me such pure, pure joy that I'm actually like, I want to go just make cards on my own. I don't need to have the camera involved. I'll just go make cards on my own. And I'm going to need to if I'm going to meet my goal. So I have just been planning so much stuff around these little cards. So in the past, when I have done other initiatives like Listers Got a List and the playbooks, and I would say those two would probably be the best examples. There was a lot of excitement about doing those things, but I would say that everyone else probably felt more excited about doing them than I did. I initially was excited about listers, but I feel like I was just kind of making kits for listers and coming up with ideas for listers and prompts for listers. But eventually I didn't have a heart for doing it myself personally. And it was kind of the same with the playbook. I loved it the first year. I have a full book of listers, every single quarter I did my book, but then the next year I kind of didn't love it as much. So this I love. So I'm hoping that my enthusiasm and my love and my passion and everything that has done for me, when I really sit back and think about like what has been the most life-changing altering thing that I have done, it really is these cards. These cards unlocked, they open the door for being able to do the camps, for creating the playbook in the first place. If I look back at the timeline of my life and how TRG was evolving, these cards are what unlocked my real creativity. And when I compare my cards that I make today with the cards I made in 2018, my skills, my style, it's like there's a spectrum of like where I'm at now and where I was then. And I'm not saying that to like put like, oh, oh gosh, I was terrible. It's just the acknowledgement of like, wow, I really have evolved and changed. And I'm not, I'm not an amazing crafter or anything, but it's so neat to be able to see like, look, there's the evidence of how you have evolved, you have improved, you have built upon the techniques that you have done in the interim. Many of the things I did, like layering 101 and the many of the little techniques I did in the playbook and the different workshops I did. I am incorporating those things now in the pocket art challenge. Many of those things are now I'm seeing them now in my card style. And I would love to get more people enthusiastic about seeing this little tiny canvas become this amazing opportunity to really grow, because it's such a small commitment to make. It's such a small effort. It's such a minimal style of crafting that you can build upon it and easily build upon it, and you can make real traction in your skill set, in your it doesn't just have to be a hobby. This can be really truly something where you're learning a skill and learning something about yourself, because a lot of us have made a hobby of collecting products. If you really want to be honest with yourself, and I know this is not true of everybody, so please know that. Some of you are very, very impressive how much you actually craft and what you actually create and do. I'm not one of those people. So if I were to be, I say this to myself too, but how many of us, the quantity of stuff we own compared to the amount of stuff that we actually produce and actually craft, like how much time do we actually do and make stuff compared to how much stuff we actually own? Are we really, did we really get our money's worth? Did we really get the investment out of how much we put into it? Or are we a lot like a lot of people? Because this is why Hobby Lobby and scrapbook.com, a lot of these companies are thriving still, despite everything, despite the economy, they still thrive because women have this, they have they have the want to. It's just that then the application, it's sometimes hard to apply yourself to it. And part of the reason why we might sometimes struggle a little bit with the application is because, and I'll speak for myself, is I kind of dreaded the idea of like, it's not going to be good as I want it to be. I would stumble a lot in my aspiration of like what I wanted to do and how good I would see other people do things. And I just know that like there's this learning curve that I just can't get there. And that's how I feel like about mixed media. I see so many gorgeous pages and layouts, and I think that represents years and like months and years of investment and time and work and honing. And do I really want to do that? Can I get can I get equal pleasure out of seeing some of my little bits and bobs on a little 3x5 card and feel like, ooh, I really loved that. That makes me feel so good looking at my little cards. Laying all my cards out and beholding them and thinking, look how much time and investment I just put into this. Imagine how glorious this is going to be if I keep this up for a full year. How many things? Because I'm not really a see it through to the end kind of person when it comes to crafting, ever, ever. I've never found anything that made me feel that way. So I'm saying all this because I really hope that I'm going to be able to, hopefully inspire. This is my word for inspire. I'm hoping to inspire you to want to join me. And the stakes are, not the stakes. The investment is very, very low. The barrier to entry is pretty low. First of all, It's school supplies. It's a deck of index cards. Now I'm asking for heavy duty ones. None of that cheap stuff. Okay. Do not go to the school supply aisle of Walmart and get yourself that 50-cent deck because they are flimsy like paper and they're not good enough for this project because you want something that's going to hold up over time. So some heavy duty cards. So you gotta splash out a little bit more. Some heavy duty cards and some scrapbook paper that you can cut up into 3x5 pieces. You give yourself a little mix, options. You can buy some of my cards, my printable cards, and then you can print as many as you want and fluff up your collection so you can get a nice group of different kinds of cards. That's what I've been doing. I have this fun little recipe box. These are all full of different types of 3x5 cards that I can just grab and craft. So I definitely think this is a very approachable craft that is easy for anyone. If you've got kids, they can be crafting with you. This is the easiest way to get involvement because again, it's such a easy entry into crafting, and a 3x5 takes no time at all to start, no time at all to finish up that little card. You're done like that. Okay, so I am pulling out my stuff while you all are probably hopefully crafting, sipping, crafting, doing something of that nature. Hello, Miss Bonnie. Okay, so Susan and Lee refuse to answer these questions. They can feel they're feeling a wee bit of the conviction upon them. I I speak for myself when I say that I have felt tremendous guilt making my husband move boxes of craft supplies and stuff in totes that was not getting used, and and you know stuff like that. And I just I want to be using stuff. So it's a great call to action to be using up your stash. They make a great purpose for that. So are if you're not doing that, I really encourage you to. Those of you who love using honest to goodness vintage, I have been finding the vintage stuff, vintage index cards, vintage the vintage, I forget what they call these, the index dividers. So I would tell you that your odds of finding that kind of stuff are better on Etsy. Etsy is where I found things. eBay too, but Etsy's is I feel like is better. I don't know. eBay has stuff, but I feel like the people on eBay are different. Sellers on eBay are different. Um, I feel like there's a little bit more love that goes into Etsy, you know? And I feel like more of my indexy stuff has come from Etsy. I did just buy a little Rolodex little box. Now it's not the 3x5. It's more of that little business card size Rolodex, but it was a cute little yellow one. It was so cute. And I thought like, oh, that would be fun to put like little messages on there. So I just wanted to try different formats and different fun things of, putting my little craftiness to work. And I just think that this is it for those of you who are, bemoan like I should be crafting more, I should be using my stash, I should be doing things. I would just suggest to you that this might be a craft that might get you to do that. It's pretty simple. All right. That's enough chatting. I've gone way past my mark. This was way past what I wanted to say. Okay, so forgive me for being far too chatty. I'm going to go top down now. And I pulled out some paper. I was organizing everything. Here's my little supply box. I reorganized all my little stickers. I have all my new stickers here. I got my new honeys. Today I'm going to be pulling out, I got the You Are Here girls. I'm going to pull some of those out. I'm going to pull out one of those. I got my Girl Fridays here. I really find that the half honeys, I find myself reaching for those a lot. This is the original the honey halfsies. These girls are very fall. I think these are probably forever fall girls if I were to guess, just looking at them. They were probably pulled from there. They very much feel like they're ready for fall. So this is number 3. So I'm going to grab those two because they feel like they're kind of ready for the mission. So here's one of those cards I was talking about earlier that have like the writing on them. Now they're a bit bigger. I'm going to trim it down. So I need I don't think it's a 3 by a 6 by 4. What is that measurement? I don't think it's that either. Okay, so I know some people really like the Rolodex style cards, and Rolodex does have a 3 by 5 option. My only thing about the Rolodex system is you need to have that little punch. Like you can't use something else and attach it to the Rolodex because you need to have the punched card, the punch in place. And the punch is incredibly expensive. I saw one person with that punch that was like $50, and it's like this little kind of plastic. Um, it was meant to be like a little like a travel punch is what it is. They used to be pretty prolific years ago on eBay, and now we're down to like a handful. They're pretty hard to find, and they're like $50 now. People are really jacking up the price because I think a lot of people love the Rolodex for the crafting. The memory deck system that uh Heidi Swap created, the punch is different. So she made her punch a different size than the Rolodex. So they're not identical. But if you wanted to be a little creative, you could probably, find a way to make it work, like find a way. That was my only thing, is I personally couldn't find a way in my head of like making a punch work on, like, say for instance, what if I wanted to make a card and like punch it and then put it in this existing Rolodex system? How would I do that if I wanted to? So that was the part I was not able to figure that out, because that punch is such an important part. They do make like like a template-y thing. It's what do you call those? The die cut thing. Some company makes that die cut. Again, it's not Rolodex. It's not that brand. It's something else. And then you put it through the thing and it cuts out the little punches. But I don't know that that's the same shape either. Rolodex is its own company. And then all of these scrapbook companies have come up with their own version. So I don't know who out there has ever tried to make something for Rolodex, but all I know is that little punch, it's about this big and it's plastic. It is, it's very elusive. I cannot in any way, shape, or form justify $50 for that thing. Okay, so I got my build December 1st, 1959. Okay, Jonna says she has one. Jonna, let's talk business. Let's talk business, girl. Okay. Yeah, I have Heidi's memory decks, but sometimes they make very specific they make what do you call it? Intentional decisions when they make a product that they want all their system to be very specific to their product. They do not want people swapping out their stuff with another company. So they're not worried about the consumer. They want to keep it, keep their stuff together. Okay. So here's my honey halfsies. Here's my little card. I want to get, ooh, I like her. I like this plaid girl. I'm feeling very back to school right now. So the plaid always, I don't know what it is about plaid. It always just gives the best back to school vibes. Feels like a teacher or like a, what do you call it? A college girl. Okay, before I lay her down, okay, before I do that though, I want to do something here before I do that. I am going to do some date stamping. I need to get better at doing my date stamping. I keep forgetting to do that. It is September. It is September 06. So if you guys want to, and hi Kelly, I'm so sorry. I didn't even say hello to you. Hello, Miss Kelly. Um, wait, or did I say hello to you? What was I saying? If you guys have not marked your calendars, I am doing another late night crafty club on the 20th. Boy, this stamp has seen better days. It is not stamping very good at all. Can't even tell. And of course she's doing okay. Hang on a second. I feel like I'm covering up everything I just did. Okay, let's try that again. One more time. So just fun times. I have been hard at work behind the scenes, um, making progress on new branding. I don't know if you guys noticed on the YouTube channel, um, but new branding and working on a new website, which will debut later on this year, hopefully. I have a new fun fall experience in that I've been pecking away at. And I have some new planning products that will be coming out. So I have little irons in the fire. I am making progress. I am so excited. It makes me feel very, what's that word? Productive. Be productive. Okay, you know what I love? Okay, this story just popped into my head. Okay, this is not a perfect likeness, but it's close enough. This just popped into my head. I know this is not the same woman. Okay, it's not. But just hear me out. It's kind of like this is like the summer girl and this is the fall girl. It's like the is that what she's from? Is she from a summer edition? I like this. And also these stickers are so cool. This is the clear stock that lays right down and you cannot, it's matte, so it's not shiny. It really feels like it's like drawn on your paper because that matte sticker stock just lays down so smooth. I don't know. I like it. It kind of feels like she's like memories of my summer. This like the summer girl I was when I was hanging out doing fun things and now I'm back in the office or back at school or doing all the stuff I don't want to do. Okay, so let me see. Where is my other fun things? Oh, and the other thing I said I was going to do was use stamps. I was going to start stamping more, putting more words. Use words. Okay, so let's see. Okay, definitely want to stay in this shelf. Okay, so there's a little, there's something. Ooh, and there's something kind of like that. Okay. Oh, forgot there's some more over here. There's this pink one. That's cute. Okay. And then I think on this, where are the tabs? What did I do with them? Did I put them underneath my paper? Aha. Okay. So these are from Girl Friday. I want the typewriter one. Okay, I think I'm going to do the typewriter one. I also am going to put it on the front of the card. There's that. I love putting the tabs on these so much. Okay. And then this, putting that on the side like so. And then I bought a bunch of stamp pads, different inks from um, scrapbook.com. And a bunch of enamel dots. Boop. Thanks. Okay. I feel like I want to put something on our blouse. Do you guys remember the honey sheet that came in our playbook? How you could color it in or you could color it in or you could dress them up like with paper like I was doing. Do you happen to remember that? We are we have a whole book of those honeys that we're working on, like a whole dedicated book of them. And we're going to hopefully be publishing that to Amazon. So I am going to be doing that shortly, is getting that finalized. And that will be another project that I'll be able to do on the channel from time to time, is do a Dress the Honeys video, because oh my gosh, did I love dressing those girls. Bren says, yes, I love that. So Laurette says she loved them too. That was one of my favorite things about the playbook, was that sheet with the girls, and using paper to fill in their clothing. I loved that so much. It made me feel like Project Runway. So I thought that would be really fun to kind of treat that, instead of just treating it like a coloring book, treat it like um, treating it like that. So I'm just picking some random word strip here. And then I love doing my little box here. This is like a super messy card. I found my brown pen. My brown pen and my little, I guess it's kind of mustardy, kind of caramel. It's like this, it's kind of like my nail polish almost matches it. So this is like a dark brown, and this is like a mustard yellow. I absolutely love these two together. They look so good. I really love that. I feel like I can't think of anything else I want to add, but then I'll say that and then I'll go back and want to add more little things. So I'm trying to see right now, have I reached the point of which I am done? I like this kind of tonal, it's like more uh brown tones. It's a little bit more like fall. Okay, I'm gonna call that one good for now and put that off to the side. So that was so this card that I just cut into, this card is actually one of the cards that is in this set that I just used, is in this card set. It's one of this right here, one of this style. It's just shrunk down a little bit so it fits the 3x5. So it's that. So I didn't get a chance to cut any of them before the show started. So I am going to grab one of these. So my little box is full of, these are all of our new cards that we have now, not all of them, the ones from the past. So I have these in here. These are the ones I made on the very first show. These are all just like scrapbook paper. And then I have a set. These are real library cards from some library somewhere, the Library of Congress. So they have real writing on them, real typing, and they have the whole. And then I have these fun cards. These are craft paper. And then I have my index cards. So I have this little recipe box that's full of like the little goodies. And those are all set up. So I can easily just look through here and pick something that I want to craft with. I find that the ephemera stuff is really inspiring to me. Sometimes it's like the card itself becomes the thing that um, I really like working on. And I picked out this extra paper here today because the color, that's so scrumptious. I thought it would be kind of fun to cut up some extra paper and do some like half and half paper, like add some extra, um, the way that I was doing my cards where I was kind of doing like a half and half. So it's like maybe not that particular, that's kind of garish, but making a card that is part, where's my, there it is. So I'm going to make a full card. This gets covered up pretty fast. Okay, so I'm gonna make a full card. Okay, so first I have that, and then I'm going to do another card. This On My Desk collection by Paisley Press is so good. I got this, Brenda, I got this paper from Whimsidoodle in Florida. And she had like, Jill had sheets and sheets and sheets of this on discount in the back of her store. And I bought like, like 20 sheets of it because it was, I just loved this. I love, love, love this kind of like color combination. So I'm still working through those same sheets because I love them so much. So I am just thinking through like how could I do this? So I think like that's a fun color combination, this kind of weird yellowy, half yellow, half pink. So I don't really know how to do this if there's a better way to do it. I don't know what it is. So I'm just going to glue where I think it should be stuck to the card. This is why I think it's kind of funny that that doing workshops is so interesting when I have such interesting crafting habits. Like don't do as I do. Okay, I think that's really cool. It's like a really funny, eclectic combination. Okay, so there's one. And then this one, uh, what was I thinking? Oh, I know what it was. I loved how this paper was ripped. It had a natural rip in it. And I thought that was really neat. It doesn't mean that it has to be with this particular card, though. I could easily find something else like wood, right? That could be a fun piece. Part wood, part something else. Here's another card I could do that with. I've already done one recently with that. I think, do I want to do it with the dark? No. I think, okay, this time I think it's been a while since I've done this and I forgot my trick. I like to glue the place where I'm going to put it down on, not the other way around. Okay, so this is all ripped. The little edge is showing, and I really, really love that. I think it's just such a lovely little element to show. So I always glue my target. I should be always gluing the target that you want to put the paper down upon, because that's the easier way of telling how much real estate you want to take up. And now I'm trimming it down. So now I have another interesting card. Isn't that fun? So there's another card. And here's another kooky card. Like I could totally picture these, like picture a bed at a lake reset, a cottage, right? Like a little lake cottage at Lake Reset. And you go in there and there's this lovely crisp white little cover on the bed, and it's got all these fun, funky little pillows all over the bed. And they're all these like little fun mismatched pillows. That's what this reminds me of. It reminds me of like a bed with all these fun little funky pillows on it. these are the kind of pillows I would put on my guest bed. So when you come over to craft with me, this is the bed I would have you sleep in. Okay, so that's what I'm doing is I'm pulling out some cards and kind of like making some fun mishmash cards. So here's another, you know, if you look through your paper stash and you kind of like want to rip cards, you know, see if you can kind of find that way of creating that kind of fun edge. It's like that's a really good rip on it on that one. And it just creates such a fun texture and look. And depending on what you put it on, like some paper can be super dramatic like this kind of dark wood with the yellow, the mustard yellow. So we have a similar wood in our collection that's very similar to this particular one. So it would be like that. So I think I want to, let's see, I don't know if this is, it's not wide enough, but here is a great idea for when something is not wide enough. See, I'm going to make up the difference because I am going to make it with this piece on it on the back. Oh my gosh. I wonder if you guys can hear that. This air conditioner that I have on, it often sounds like an airplane kind of taking off at the distance. Mark and I are always kind of laughing about that, how it's time to put your seats up, put your tea tables up. Okay. I'm going to cut that, trim that. There's another weird funky card. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, so here's some interesting. These are one of my favorite type of like cards to do. This is something I like to did with like my pocket art or doing in like this is one of my favorite things I used to do with my planner dividers when I first started crafting is I would make my planner dividers like a half and half. And I would always, if you've ever taken one of my planner workshops, I would always tell you. Actually, I think I even probably said it on maybe a YouTube video even, is I would always say like once you got this kind of half and half, a really great thing to do with the honey would be putting the honey right down the seam, which you probably wouldn't want to do here because that seam is like been constructed to look very, thank you, honey. The seam has been constructed to be very interesting and you wouldn't want to cover it up. But like right here, this is a really good place to put a honey. So I would deliberately make my half and half honey dividers that way so that it would be a really great landing strip for her. Now I'm trying to figure out, there she is. I pulled these out and then buried them. Okay, so here's my little sheet of these little honeys. Now it's a matter of finding the right honey. And oftentimes based on this palette, can anybody guess, kids, Can anybody guess what color would be probably the best, most appropriate color to put here? If we were looking for a pop. And also, this is a very wonky card. What color would we want there if we were looking for a pop? Something that popped. Okay. So yes, we're looking for the teal, I'll accept teal, blue, green because essentially that is what I'm looking for. Now, um, I did get orange as a color, and orange is not it's not a wrong answer at all. But let's say that orange puts us more in a harmony kind of palette. Orange is not bad because we got orange right here, and orange looks great with pink and mustard and this deeper coral. So if we chose this girl, for instance, or we chose this girl, for instance, that would not be a wrong answer either. It always comes back to harmony or contrast. And some of you actually have a preference. You may not realize it when you tend to like pick up or reach for certain things. You might find yourself reaching for things that are harmonizing. You like things that kind of blend together. If you find yourself like you tend to buy, you really like to have all of the pieces in a like a scrapbook collection, and because they all work together, they were designed to kind of like all blend together, work together. And some collections are very harmonizing. Like that's really what they were meant to do. They're all like very similar shades of purple or shades of blue. I was just on scrapbook.com yesterday, so I was really noticing some of the new collections that had come out, and like they stay with a very tight palette. They have a very they don't have like a lot of crazy like colors popping out at you. But you might be someone who likes contrast. You like something that has like a very different color that stands out from all the other colors. You might like subtlety with a like a bright something that like really shines. And I'm not saying that has to be all the time. There's sometimes that harmony is nice. But if you, for instance, if you look through my box of cards, you will find the majority of things I do is contrast. That's what my eye prefers. I actually die a little bit inside when I force myself to do harmony. Just, I don't prefer it. I don't tend to like it. When I do it, it's like it has to be a really special occasion. It has to be something so special, so amazing that I'm okay with it. And I'll give you an example. This card right here, to me, it lent itself to being very harmonizing. And the only thing that like this was the contrast was it stood out was her little hat, and she's kind of like the one thing that's like popping off of there. If I had picked a girl in pink, it would have been harmony. I wanted to, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But if you picked a girl in pink, that you're a harmony girl. To you, it's all soft and blushy, and that it would make your heart sing. But if you just see this and all you see is like, I gotta put something that's teal on this palette, it needs it, then you are probably more of a contrasty girl. And it's not a good or bad thing. It's a preference thing. And there's probably, and then like everything else in life, there's probably the middle of the road type of person who just, they're probably an equal balance where it's like, I could take them both. I like them both. I do both. And there's that too. So, but as for me and my house, we're going to serve the contrast over here. That's what I tend to like. So for me, a contrast girl would be this girl right here, or Miss Rhonda. That's what she would represent, is that, and she's got this like flashy little floral dress. um what do we got? Let me see. I got a lot of honeys. I want to see if there's any other fantastic teal. She's got this lovely green. I got this plaid. She's got green. We got Miss sunglasses. You know, I really love her. I don't use her enough. I need to find the original outfit for her. I just love her little downturned face. She's so demure with her little downturned face. I love her hair. Some of the girls I've had to use multiple times, but she's not that girl. She's not been used multiple times. I need to find her. Mr. Speaker, could you help me find that girl? We have only used her once. Okay. I think I'm leaning towards Rhonda. Rhonda's been used in multiple iterations of her. Are you coming for her?
What?
I want you to see if you can find her.
What do you mean find her?
Find her in the original. Okay, clearly you're not understanding, so we will have to have a conversation. Okay. Hi, Miss Mandy. Bye, Miss Karen. Okay. So, what do we think? Here's what I like about Rhonda here. I love her body. It's also she's very because she's taking up a small amount of space. So I can see the tape. Some of the tape behind her is still showing, and her arm. She's got her arm behind her, so it's not coming out. I like her Rhonda's body better than this other girl. Sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, it's all about what they're wearing and what their body is doing. Ah, Rhonda. Yes, she looks awesome. Please tell me, does that not look amazing? Dude, she is popping off that hard. Wow. She looks amazing. She looks incredible. If you guys could see up close how wonky I go with Scar, you would take away my scissors license. Okay. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Help me, Rhonda. I had to say that. Okay. I need a ruffle stat. That's what one thing that has to happen is we got to put a ruffle on it. I'm obsessed. These ruffles, it's like I can't do anything without a ruffle these days. So I do know that. I have to leave this on here, the On My Desk by Paisley Press. This is a super old collection, but it's still a good one. And then I like these little stickers. They kind of feel like the little stamps. I don't know. Okay, speaking of, let me go look at my stamps. I should be using my own product because we have these bomb stamp stickers that my husband made me that I love. Okay, I'm trying to get them out though. It's a little tricky. Oh. And I have my diamonds, I have hexies. My gosh, I have like my dream collection over here. Okay. What are we gonna do? Hmm. Okay. Hey, Miss Dion. Hi, Miss Linda. Jan. If only we did have a chin strap. Okay, so I feel like I need to put a date stampy thing on here, and I think the date stamp thing will stand out more on this side than the other. So we got that going on. And I think some layering circles. Oh, see, this is her right here. This is from PlannerCon. This was a special sheet that we did for the PlannerCon attendees for 2017. That's one version of her that we did where she's got glasses on. She looks so cool. I just had this in my arsenal right here at my side. Okay, so I see some tape. I see some circles. Ooh, I feel like that would be kind of cool. Wow, tonight was a good night. We have Miss Mandy and Dion and Brenda. Miss Claire. We have some people show up that haven't been around in quite a while. Miss Jan. It's always fun to see friends, and quite frankly. Okay. And I very much appreciate those who have been hanging out, coming back time after time, time after time, over and over again and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. What are you normally doing on a Friday night if you're not hanging out with me? Am I keeping you from something more fun? Hi Petra and hello Miss Vaughn Alexandria. Did I miss anybody else? Hi Miss Linda. Hello Miss Nancy. Okay, so let me scrape that one down a little bit. Okay, so that reminds me. I have this was a freebie in the clubhouse. So if you are in the clubhouse, this was in your mail. I think this would be good to use. And let me cut this off so I don't forget that I've got it there. And let me finish that off with a gumball, which is a smaller sticker. I have been using the gumballs from time immemorial. Oh, awesome. Flora says I actually planned around this session. So Dinah says she would be watching YouTube videos. Anyway, you would just be watching somebody else. Okay, so let's see here. Um, I'm going to be cutting these down. So we have been taking the longer live streams that I've been doing, and Mark's been editing them down into like each card that I make, and he uploaded the first of them onto YouTube. So it's like a 10-minute video. And if you are aware, I never, ever, ever, ever upload 10-minute videos. I don't think in the history of my channel I have ever done a 10-minute video. So we wanted to see what would happen if we just did 10-minute videos. Like each card that I do is edited down, just showing how it was born and how I made each card. I don't know if it would if it would be easier to watch for some people, if it would attract other people. I know that the audience that makes up, this community very much loves a long chatty video. That's what my feedback has been. Very much we love a long chatty video. So that's what I have done. And YouTube doesn't like that. YouTube has always loved short stuff. However, the tide has actually been changing. Apparently, the new trend around here is long form videos. Apparently, the longer the better. Live streams, I don't think are the same as a video, so they don't get treated the same, which is a bummer. So that's why I wanted to try doing these little short ones and seeing if that helped, because I really do want to grow my channel, you know. And so I wanted to see, like, will people come and watch just like these individual little shorter ones? So I just wanted to let you guys know that those are going to be uploaded, and we'll see if they get watched, if people watch them, and if they are helpful. Because maybe you don't have time to sit through and scrub through a 2.5 hour long video, but you will watch these shorter ones because a lot of you have these things called jobs and families and responsibilities. And, you could sit there and watch a short video while you do a little task or crafting. Maybe my little short videos will inspire you to craft with me. And so if that is helpful, then that would be worth all of our time doing it. So I would just be curious. That is what we do now, Miss. We do have the long form. That's what the live streams are. But they don't get pushed out like a video. YouTube treats them like a video while they're live, and then that's it. So once they've gone live, it's kind of like they're not important anymore. So that's why I wanted to do the short ones and see if people were interested in watching the little shorty ones. I enjoy both. It depends. I will watch a longer video. I don't mind watching a longer video. It depends on the topic. There's a channel called Think Like a CEO, and that channel has really great interviews and that are really, really good. And I can't sit there and listen to it the whole time because I want to take notes. And so I'll have to come back and listen to it in pieces. Okay, I feel like I want to do more with this. This is I love this card, but I feel like it wants to be more. And I kind of wish I had more talent. Like, what can I do to make this one good? Okay, I'm going to put little white outlines around some of the little flowers. Will that help make it better? Yeah, I have to listen in increments too. But again, it's the topic. Like, I'm not talking about anything important, but when someone's giving you like really great health advice and they're talking about stuff that could change your life and it's really meaningful, that's the stuff I want to write down and like put on like make an index card with a quote. I want to capture what they're saying, and that's the kind of stuff that I can't listen to stuff like that for a long amount of time. I have to digest it slowly. It's that really deep, meaningful, impactful stuff. But I'm just being easy breezy. I'm not changing lives. It's just crafting. You know what I'm saying? I think it the diary of Oh, maybe it is the diary of a CEO. I'm sorry. I called it Think Like a CEO. It is Mark Speaker. It's the diary of a CEO. Very good channel. Miss Melanie, this freebie is in your mailbox. It is when did I do this? It is the last. I don't remember if it's the very first your September mailbox or the last mailbox for August. It should say it in if you look at like the labels that I put on all of them, it should say freebie or free printable. Yes. Heather says I've watched a few videos from that channel. It's really good. It is really good. He gets such excellent guests on there. There's actually a video on there that I want to share with people in our community. It's a doctor who's our age group, that's talking about. She's I'm trying to remember her name. Is it Rhonda? She's talking about aging, and she just gives such, oh my gosh, such great information about aging and about what happens to our bodies. She's an um orthopedic surgeon. Am I saying that right? Orthopedic surgeon. It's the surgeon that it's the kind of surgeon I've gone to for helping you with your, yeah, it's an orthopedic surgeon. Yeah. Um she I don't know. I'll have to get the link to it, and I'll link it in this particular live stream. Um, it's wonderful. There's so many good interviews on that channel. But like I said, I can't sit there and watch a whole thing all the way through because your mind is just blown. There's too many good things that are said and shared. Okay. Let's see. Everything has purpose. Okay. Now I have this one. I'm not sure how many I've gotten done here. Okay. I I'm gonna I feel like okay, let me get myself back on track. Is this card done? Do I feel it is done? I feel like it is a little naked. I feel it's too busy for stamps, so I can't really do my stamps like I thought that I was going to do. I feel like that would not be the right choice. However, it needs this. I feel like I want to do one of these type of. Okay, if I did not show anyone how I was using these as tabs, I will do so now. So I have this sticker that I pulled off, and I'll just grab a index card, and I'll just use this index card for all of them. So what I am doing is putting my little my little label, vintage label on here. And that gives it the thickness and the sturdiness of a tab. And then I'm just trimming it down. So this is one of the last things we released is these little vintage file label vintage file labels. They're so cute, and by far and away, these were like a major hit. People bought these like crazy, so that felt really good. Um, okay, so I'm gonna glue this one down, and then this is what I love so much. It looks like a little bitty file label on it, like a little, but then I'm using it like a tab. So I'm putting it in place, and then I'm gonna give it a little staple for extra security. And then um, all of our honeys have some extra little doodads, little arrows and doodads and such. So just trying to see if like is that an appropriate kind of. Because I absolutely love these. Love them. Okay. So, okay, that is 2 down. Oh. Oh, Denise, I still have to give you that picture of um the freckle killer. I am so sorry. I completely forgot to do that. I have taken a picture of it, I believe, and I will post that picture in the clubhouse for you, to you. What did she think of that? Okay. Okie dokie. So I think this one really lends itself to having like a really good place to put a quote over here. Okay. So I'm gonna cut strips, and this time I remembered that they're printed on sticker paper. Yay! I don't always remember that. Well, I'm glad that she enjoyed it. It's such a cute story. Now she's a little she has a little place of honor on my channel because that story, that little video is going to be it's not only that, but it's going to make its way into my little workshop too. So, okay. So I like putting my little word strips kind of wonky. How how do you feel about your word strips? Do you guys like putting things evenly or at angles? Karen said, I just learned something about myself. While doing my cards, I realized I'm a harmonizer. My cards need to match, and that makes it so much harder. Thank you for sharing that, Karen. That makes me feel so good that I'm not crazy. I'm not just making that up. It's true. There are ladies who really enjoy that the visual harmonization on their pages, and others that they like a little mix it up. So what what would you let me know in the comments when you when you craft, do you see yourself as Terry says she's an even Steven kind of girl when it comes to her word strips. When it comes to crafting with your stuff, would you say you're a harmonizer? You like contrast, or you kind of do both? You're kind of like you like both of them pretty equally. Miss Deb says that she likes you like the wonky word strips, and you do tend to be the harmonization. You like matchy matchy. Heather says, I've never used word strips in crafting, but I definitely like mine angled and not even. Laura says both. Susan says both. Denise says both for sure. And Jonna says, I do both. Floor says both. Mary says contrast all the way. Mary can come sit with me. We'll be at the contrast table. Floor says both. Jana says both. Heather says, I think I like contrast more. Penny says harmony. Terry says, I'm trying not to be a harmonizer. Denise says, wonky word strips girl here. Yeah, I love the wonky. I feel like they're fun. Patricia says both. Deb says, I want to be contrast, but I'm always afraid it will clash. So isn't that funny that like I am a contraster, and sometimes I want to be a harmonizer, but I fear it will be boring. So there's my fear. You're afraid it'll clash, and I'm afraid it'll be boring. And I'll regret all my decisions because I did that. Like, even when it's like set up to be harmonizing, I just can't. Larry says combo. Bren says me too. Is Karen matchy matchy? That's it. She's with Karen matchy matchy. Karen says exactly how I feel. Like she says the same thing like Deb says. Interesting. Hey, Miss Debbie Farnham. Chris says he's into harmony. Harmony. What about Janice? Is she harmony or contrasty or both? See, it's interesting because I didn't really until like I went through this little process and stuff, and like really it's really the honeys. Crafting with the honeys is really what actually taught me this whole lesson about contrast and harmony. It was their clothes. It was oh, Claire, it was so lovely to see you, and I hope that you have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to see you again across the pond. Pip pip and cheerio. Sleep well. Jan says, and then there's the OCD after. We get nothing done, but our workspace is so nicely organized. Jan says, I like them both. Okay. So, okay, Janice weighs in. She says, I like them both. Got it. Okay. So you got a both, and Chris is into harmony. So, yeah, so apparently there's just a couple of us that are steadfast contrasters, and then most of you are both. And then we have a couple that they feel like they're more harmony. So that's interesting. This is what I figured. I figured that there would be more both people that ride the middle, which is probably why this, the collections and the scrap industry tends to roll out collections the way they do, because there is that kind of stuff for everybody in the middle. That's why, like, if you look at American Crafts, which you kind of notice that they do kind of serve their stuff is pretty much the same every single year. Sorry, there's a mosquito flying. That's what you hear me trying to do, is kill it. It's gonna get me. It's like they kind of have like everything is very similar every year. I mean, the theme might be different, but the color palettes are very similar um, from year to year, and they are pretty much in that kind of both aesthetic. You can be very harmony, and contrasty all in the same little collection. And because they use the same designers year after year, you kind of can stay in that nice little safe space. So I don't tend to buy collections. Maybe it's because I'm not a both person. Maybe I never really thought about it that way. Um, I I don't. I tend to like really. Maybe this is it. I think I'm solving my own little puzzle. If I look at the things that I tend to like backgrounds like this, things that are rather bland. Bland, like if they have a pattern, it's pretty much a micro pattern. This is an example of a micro pattern, something that's very tiny, but copy as a micro pattern, something very but like very benign, kind of like blends into the background. You don't see a lot of big florals in my cards or anything like that. Everything is designed to be in the background because what I want to contrast and pop out is something of an opposite color, of an opposite object, something that will be able to stand out from everything else and like pop. And so I think that is what it is. And a lot of those collections are really designed to harmonize. They have lots of florals, lots of big patterns. Everything works together. I don't like things to work together. I like everything. I don't like matchy matchy. I don't like. I think I'm discovering some things here. There's a lot of. there's a lot. There's a lot of. That's interesting. There's a lot of correlations you can draw. I think when you look at design, I guess that explains why I'm so intent on finding certain types of, like these type of patterns, like with all the beautiful. I mean, this is a gorgeous palette. I absolutely love the pink and greens, but I don't tend to reach for this as a background because to me this is way too busy. It's going to make it much, much more difficult to make anything stand out from this. But will I take like a little square of it and use that as like a embellishment? Yes. In small doses, this can be like a beautiful piece of design to work with, but it would not ever be a background for me unless I was just using like a piece of it or part of it, which, by the way, maybe I will use a piece or part of it because look at that. It actually would fit. Part of this card would actually fit and it wouldn't look on one of these wood backgrounds or on my little this kind of this craft paper. That doesn't look bad. I kind of like that. Would that be a challenge? But I could put the word strips on here because the word strips will stand out as they would contrast because they're like white space and everything. And it won't even be like a bad thing that I have such similar cards because I have this huge collection of cards, so they're all going to blend in. Even if you made like 20 cards of exactly the same style, when you blend them into a bunch of cards that say you made like 200, 300 cards, 20 of these that you made that look so similar are going to blend in. You won't even notice. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these two and make another type of card like that with that little collection now that I've been yapping about it. Okay, I got a little distracted and I lost track of what I was doing and I just realized that I did not finish actually embellishing this. This is what I noticed when Mark was actually editing my video. It was really hard to edit that live stream, the first one I did, because I kept picking up cards, putting them down, picking up a different card, setting it down, and then like I would edit one and then I'd come back and edit another and then pick up the first card. It's like I'm so busy talking and changing my mind and then coming back and doing something else. It's like I don't know if we'll be able to edit my live streams. They're kind of a hot mess. Again, I'm not sure how you are able to handle watching them, but God bless you and thank you for doing so. Thank you for hanging out with me and putting up with my foolishness. I really don't deserve such graciousness. It's very kind of you. Okay. So I'm going to try to use something here get that to be as flat as possible. Okay. Yeah, this clear sticker stock, it really does a good job blending in. And once it's blended in, you really, I feel like I mean, you can see it, but it's like it's not as distracting as I would think it would be. Okay. I like that. I really love these like stamps, the little stamp style stickers. They're so fun. Kind of adds like extra little texture. Um, okay, so I think this would be a good color to use, my little butterscotch. I'm gonna call it butterscotch. I think that's better than, it's not really mustard. It's more like butterscotch. Doesn't that sound more yummy? Okay, going in. So I have been working on a fall experience and on my new platform that I'm using, and I am just tickled to death. I just hope I can get things done in time. I don't know, like what still feels like fall. How much time do I have? I wanted to have like a fall adventure, something that, but also something that you could still do later on, and it wasn't just like it had to be done in fall. It could be done in any time. It was like a little cozy adventure. That's really what it is. Okay, so I got those, and I'm gonna go back with my little, I think I forgot that one of my favorites, I might have to go back and do this on my other thing. Did I do that here? Look, I'm doing it right now. I forget. And then I pick up another card and go back and fix that card. And now I'm back in this card. Okay, I think I want to do it this way. I'm using two different colors. Bold answered me right out. Okay, and then I'm going to do, oh wait, I know. I don't want to do different colors. I think I need to find arrows. I need to find little bitty. Here they are. Knew I had a smaller size here. There's a little scrap of ruffle sitting here on my desk. I'm just going to use that. Oh, I'm not even using my bingo sheet. I should probably catch that up before I'm done tonight. Just see where I'm at with my bingo. Hey, Miss Lori. There you go. Flor says I found a small piece of fabric and added contrast. Hello, Miss Myers. And thank you, Miss Diana. She says I always love your creative formulas. I learn a lot. Um, There you go, Karen. That if as long as you live by that rule, one honey per card, because every honey deserves her day in the sun. Like, it's just not fair to make them share. I do that. I can't really, it's very rare I make two honeys share a card. And when I do, it's for like a profound reason. And actually, okay, I'm gonna alter that card a little bit. So this is why I think that the editing of a live stream is a little more tricky than just creating cards deliberately on pre-edited videos. But I think I'm gonna have to do that is make some short videos, one per card. Um, in addition, because my goal for making cards is quite big, and I want to be able to do as many as I can. So I'm gonna make these little what do you call these? These little plus signs. I can't think of the word. Okay, really can't make them. Okay. So I'm gonna try doing the opposite, doing the little white plus signs rather than black ones on this dark. Ooh, these are cute. I like this. I don't think I've ever tried this. I'm using my little white gel pen. I will bring this up to you. I used my little white gel pen on the dark wood background, and that turned out so cute. And I put a little dot back, like a little dot thing around her. Okay, so I'm going to go back on this card right here because learning what I just learned, I want to put a little dot. I'm really in love with these little dots. And this is the problem with this method. It's like I'll do one thing in a card and like it so much, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go back and add it to the other cards. And I now know that makes it very difficult to edit because I tried doing that to help Mark, and boy, it becomes very messy. Okay, and then I think around her, I'm doing a little butterscotch dots around her. So she's one of the honeys. These little outline honeys are going to be in the Dress the Honeys book. So that's why we have this artwork, and it's going to be in a printable print on demand book from Amazon, which means that the paper and everything is like that print on demand style that Amazon does. It's not something we're having printed and shipping us shipping. It's something that Amazon prints on demand. So that is the Dress the Honeys product that we are going to release, which is very exciting. Okay, I'm going to try something I haven't done before. I think I'm going to put like a regular black outline around her. I may regret this. I hope I don't regret this. It's just that this card is so busy. Sometimes if you try, you might actually like it and then be like, oh, I'm going to do this all the time now. Okay, I don't dislike it. So good call. Okay, so there is 3. She needs a tab. Tab, tab, tab. Okay, I don't know where the tabs are. I don't know. Tabs are. Did the product tab have a theme song? I do not remember. And that was a really popular soda. Came in the cool pink cans. My mom drank tab. Okay, so I lost those tabs again. Why do I keep losing them? All right, while I'm here, I'm going to knock some stuff out. So I'm going to knock out stickered, honeyed, tiny, because I put tiny dots everywhere. I attended the Late Night Crafty Club tonight. I stamped. Oh, and I did dots, a lot of them. So I'm going to do tiny and dots on the same thing. Did you see what I did with them? Oh, there they are. It's always amazing to me. I have such a small space and I'm still managed to lose things. Thank you for helping me. Okay. My sweet husband came back here to try to rescue me. Okay. So I think, is this one it? Is that a good one? That yellow is kind of different. How about this one? This blue one. Ooh, that one has potential. Ooh, it kind of matches her dress. I feel like with this one, I want to put it on the back instead of the front though. It's a little powerful. It's kind of, I don't want it to take too much attention away from my honey. So I'm going to put it on the back of the card instead of the front. And I'm going to put it over here on this side of it so that it's like kind of not directly above her. So we want to kind of, it's there and kind of echoing her little dress, but not overpowering her. So what do I want to do with her? I want to do let's do a word strip. Let's do a TRG word strip. This is my TRG collaboration, Simple Stories word strip. I got one here called Jammy Party. Craft Hoarder. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I feel like there is something missing on this side. It just feels like there's too much. It's too plain over here. So I'm going to try highlighting the white there. Okay, that's better. You know what it is? It feels like it wants to be like have a texture or something. Like this yellow is just like too flat. And I did add a little extra something here, so now there's like a little bit more. I'm bringing it up here to the camera. Um, I think that's what it is, and I think that's better than what it was. I just want them to be their best, you know? And also I want to use this journey to improve on my skills. One thing I want to try to get better at is using other things. So I did buy some stamp pads. I want to try to use stamps more, and learn how to use like stamp pads, like buff some color in using one of those little like diffuser pads. So that's one little thing I want to try. And then paint. I have this huge tube of paint. It is enormous. And I think like just trying to add a little bit of paint would be nice, you know? Like how hard could that be? Is adding a little bit of paint. I also have these little sprays. Not that I want to spray anything, but like even just having a few little splotchies, you know? I don't know how to do that in an elegant way, and I probably should have did it before I laid this stuff down. But see, that's the stuff I need to learn how to do. So these are my goals. I want to make a little list That's what we should do. Oh, okay. Idea. I just had an idea. I want to have a little goal session, crafty goal session. We're going to have a crafty goal session sometime in the fall about our craft goals, because that really is the main thing that started off TRG was being about being creatives. This is a gift we've been given, ladies. And what is it? What is the expression that you have been created to create? Is that how the expression goes? And I think that this would be a really great opportunity to set some goals, whether that's like some of us have bought workshops that you've never taken, you've bought them, but then haven't taken them. There's techniques that you've always wanted to learn to do, but then haven't done it. There's, things that you can tell, like when you do stuff, you kind of like, I will admit I phone it in certain things that I do. Um, and it would not take very much time for me to learn how to like properly use paint or ink or learning how to spray. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. Um, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't even think right now. Okay. So anyway, I think this would be really, really, really great. Martha, I like how you're thinking. I have my little tiny glitter stars right here. So I think we should have a little goal session to set crafty goals so that and it can be things like using up my stash or using up a portion of your stash. And you shop your stash and you set up yourself a little craft station and shop your stuff and be like, this is what I'm committing to using up. And have a decluttering session. That's something we did. When did we do that? Back in 2018, 2019. I hosted a decluttering day, and I think it was for Camp Wannacraft. It was pre Camp Wannacraft. I hosted a live, like all day decluttering day, and then I had a like set up day so that you could get ready for camp. It would be sort of the same premise, but this time you're getting ready for the year. And, we could use this if you are interested in this particular project, but it could be whatever your projects are for the year. Some of you enjoy like fabric crafting or knitting or crocheting, whatever that is for you. But it could be like, I want to learn a different kind of crochet technique, or I want to learn a sewing technique or a painting technique. You don't have to be committed to paper crafting. I'm using that because that is my little journey here, but I don't want you to feel excluded because that isn't your goal. I don't want you to feel forced into doing this because that's not my goal here. I'm very lit up by this, but if you're lit up by, cross stitching or, sewing or knitting or something in a different materials, if there's something else. Or some people love like painting the like little objects, or like when we did the little mini me's, the little like, what are those called, like little models or anything like that. Whatever that is for you, please know I absolutely want you to to join us, because it's still creative crafty time. It's still skills and techniques that you want to learn. So let's plan on that. I will figure out when and where and what, and we will make one of our times about setting goals for ourselves and what are you going to do um for next year, and are you going to be learning something new with, whatever it is that you want to do. Are you going to be doing the cards with me? How many cards, do you want to set a goal for yourself, like making cards? um that could be very hey, Miss Lavette, I see you. Good day across the pond. It is actually quite late in England, isn't it? Or early, depending. But good to see you. Uh so So whatever you might imagine, like let's say you have a goal of, let's say you want to make a certain amount of cards, or you however you want to set that goal for yourself. It would just, uh bye Melanie, thanks for joining. It could just, and you could use these for scripture cards. A lot of you ladies are in the clubhouse, and a lot of you can use them for your Bible study, so they could have a completely helpful and practical application. So like they're kind of a 2-in-1 kind of thing. And then others could use it for, I kind of treat it like, think of it like a crafty commonplace card. So you could use them for recording quotes, notes, recipes. You can jot your favorite. I have a whole little project I want to share with you guys. As we get further along, I have brainstormed so many fantastic ideas to share with you of ways you can use all of these cards. But there's so many wonderful, fantastic ways of having these cards. And one day these cards are, this is going to be a fun, beautiful little legacy. And depending on how you've set these up, and I trust me, I have ways of imagining ways of which you can share these with your family. These are things you could be leaving behind for them. So yeah, so you could treat this like a warm up, of getting yourself warmed up for next year, of being like, we're in the crafty saddle. We're going to be pumping out cards. It's going to be your thing. And so this right now until the end of the year, I'm looking at this as like, I'm working on it. I'm already in the crafty saddle, but I'm fine just getting you guys encouraged and enticed and prepared to take on the challenge of maybe joining me for a more serious crafting. Hey, good night, Brent. Okay, so here are my little stars. And then I was flipping the cards around, so I lost track of them. Okay, so I got those. I got these. Okay, so don't forget, on the 20th of September is my next live stream for the Late Night Crafty Club, which it is kind of late night for some of you. I'm going to be, after the next Late Night Crafty Club, I'm going to be moving back the hour that we start. I know daylight savings time doesn't happen till November, but in October, I'm going to be changing the start time. So it will actually be starting at 5 o'clock. And then in November, I'll probably push it back even further to 4 o'clock. So 4 o'clock my time. So that it'll be like East Coast, it'll be 7 o'clock, which I think is more reasonable and more fair because, as I've mentioned before, 80% of my audience is actually East Coast time. So I do feel like that's more fair, given that we're not like, we're grown-ups with adult jobs, and most of us are really, really tired and ready for bed. So if I started at 4 o'clock here, in November, it'll be 7 o'clock Eastern time. If I start it at 5 o'clock here in October, it'll be 8 o'clock Eastern time. Chris, are you guys East Coast time? Are you and Janice East Coast? Good night, Donna. Okay, so I got some. This is one little sparkly, busy little card. And I think I'm going to add some sparkles to this one too. These ended up being much sparklier and busier. 5 is 8. Ooh, okay. 5 is 8. So you guys are East Coasters. I know that Lacey is kind of, she is an interesting in that she's 4 hours ahead. She is in an interesting time zone in Nova Scotia. And I know that she is really, she'll stay to the end too. That's dedication. So yeah, see, that's what I think. I think a lot of the East Coasters they're definitely, you guys are up earlier, and it's much later for you staying up. So that's why I'm gonna start dialing it back as we get closer to it being darker and earlier and all of that, because I feel like it's more fair to the bulk of the viewership that I'm changing that. So and it actually worked out just fine. Uh, I had actually higher attendance with it shifting backwards, and I didn't really get any complaints about it. In fact, I got more people saying, "Yay!" So I know that's a little harder for West Coast people, but there apparently are less West Coast people. When me and Mark were on the East Coast, when we were staying out there, when we were out in Tennessee for a very long time, we were out there for months. It actually was I loved East Coast time. It was wonderful. It was so great knowing how much further ahead I was from everyone. I loved it. It was great having my live streams at that time. So, um, I think we're going to go back. So this one coming up will be the last time we have at 6 o'clock this year. And then, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that it will be changing. Okay. So there you are, Miss Lacey. You are the only one I know that is got a whole hour ahead of everybody, and you'll still hang out till the bitter end. So that's determination. Okay, I'm three cards in, and let's see here. Okay, I got that card. What else do I got? Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to do one of these fun little cards I bought these from Etsy. Is like somebody had packs of these are actually from real libraries and everything. It's so neat. It's so cool to think that some librarian somewhere in time actually typed all these up, and I think you could figure it out if you saw some of the dates on here. They could probably give you an idea approximately. This one's got Jane Austen's name on it. Jane Austen and her predecessors. Ogden Nash. Okay, I'm going with Ogden Nash. Do you guys remember in high school? This is one of the few things that stands out to me. My English teacher, I think my freshman English teacher was the same one I had as a senior, and she taught us the shortest poem. And I don't know if this is actually true, but this is what she told us: the shortest poem in the ever written was by Ogden Nash. And the name of it is called Fleas, like fleas on a dog. And here's the poem. Adam had 'em. Fleas by Ogden Nash. Adam had 'em. I don't know. That's what she told me. And ever since, that is literally the only thing I could tell you that Ogden Nash wrote. I know he's a famous author. I know he's written other great things. But that silly little poem is the only thing I remember. It's really silly thing that. Okay, so um let's see. Uh I think do I want to go with this, or do I want to hold on to this one? Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I already made a decision. I'm going with this. Okay. I'm going with this. I'm going to craft right on it. I am going to use a honey as per usual because they are my muse. I love them so dearly. Um, let's see. Now, the first one that comes to my mind is this one, because she's got this beautiful teal top on, and that just pops. She just pops. But then I see this one and she is just so cute. She's so like she's got this lovely look. Look at her little face. She looks so I don't know. She looks so cheerful and she's got this lovely little like she's a little redhead. So I want to I think she's winning just because she just has this cheerful little face. She just looks so happy. The selected verse of Ogden Nash. New York Modern Library, 1946. The Modern Library of the World's Best Books. Well, I'm fairly certain that poem that I'm remembering was in my English book or something, and I just remember my teacher reading it out loud, and we were all kind of like waiting for the rest of it. And she's like, "That's it." So it's kind of funny, like what sticks in your head and you never forget, and that's one of them. Okay, so I'm going to erase the writing on it, and I probably won't do this with all of them, but this one I'm going to. There we go. Just because it's him, and I don't know. I just want that one to be nice and clean. A lot of them have writing and ink and all kinds of stuff on them, but that one, like, look how nice and clean and fresh that looks. And it looks so fun. Doesn't that look like a fun? That just looks fun. I just love crafting on ephemera. Give me like fresh office supplies and ephemera to craft with. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, now here is the exciting part. What are we going to do with this card? And what tab are we going to use? Are we going to use one of the new tabs? We're going to use her outfit as a guide, probably. And I think I'm going to go with this delicious. Did I already pull one of these out? Yep, I did. So this one has a white strip in it for you to. Okay, I just had an idea. I think I'm going to put that here. And I'm going to, since it's so short, I'm going to type out that. I'm going to type out that poem. Okay, so that is the line from the poem. Now, the name of the poem, I'm going to put in, oh, snap. Okay, I'm going to try that again. Okay, F L E A S. Okay, please. Okay, so I'm going to put the title of this poem up here on my. Okay, I don't want those. I don't want the white strip showing, so I'm just going to put it directly on this. That's what I love so much about all my stickers and my tabs. Everything has this like vintage office supplies look. So it's like I just can't even. It's so exciting to craft with my things. Do I want it on the back or the front? I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Okay, I think I'm gonna go. I think I want to go there. And because I put blue down on the front, I am going to try to solve that problem by putting some, there's a little bit of shiny glue on the front of it. So I'm just going to kind of cover it over like that. Okay. Please, by Ogden Nash. And maybe this card is going to be super simple. I don't know. So that's it. That's the whole line of the poem. That's the world's shortest poem, apparently. Or at least it was. I don't know if it still is. Hi, Mariki. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Hi, Michelle Spencer. And good night, Susan. I'm so glad to see your little face. And welcome, Mariki, from all the way from Bali. How exciting. We've had England in the house, Canada in the house, and our friend from Bali. Okay, isn't that exciting how we can be connected with crafters from all over the world, with friends on YouTube from all over the world like that? That is amazing. Okay, that is so cool. Okay, awesome. I'm glad I pronounced it correctly. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. Okay, I'm not sure what to do here. I don't know what I should do with this card. On one hand, I want to like be very careful to not overdo it. I don't want to like go too hard on my embellishing. I'm kind of it's like I don't know. I don't want to be too precious either though because it's crafting. At the time this card was made, Ogden Nash was still alive. Okay, so um the Modern Library of the World's Best Books. On my 40th birthday, I me and my mom went to New York City. That was my dream to spend my 40th birthday to go up to the top of the oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm forgetting the Empire State Building. I wanted to be up on top of the Empire State Building for my 40th birthday. So my mom and I, we went to New York City. And the other thing I wanted to do on my birthday was go to the New York Library. And I just wanted to stand in that library and I wanted to behold the look of it, the sounds of it, the smell of it. And we spent like a good hour in there. We went into like there's a whole back room where they have like um more of the word ancient comes to mind, but they're not ancient books. They're like the special print edition books, like books that are why am my vocabulary is I can't even think of the word. They're like the like precious books, like you know what I mean, like special precious books. Um I can't think of the word. Anyway, you go in there and they're books you can't check out. You have to stay in the room and like look at them from there. That's where we spent most of our time was in there. And it was the best. I just wanted to go to the New York Library because so many of the books that we read as kids, if you guys remember like from the mixed up files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler and Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret, and uh the Tree Grows in Brooklyn, like so many books I read as a kid, the stories were set in New York City. They were about or Brooklyn. They were about going to the library. In fact, that was the other thing I did was I bought a copy of A Tree Grows in Brooklyn from a bookstore in Brooklyn. So like I just wanted to have these like little special things because it was like they were like little special things because that it was these little ideas planted in my little kid head about how precious the library is. I've always loved the library from the time I was like a child. And every place I've ever lived and ever moved to, I would always make sure, like, the very first thing me and my daughter did after we got like our boxes into the house was like, we're going to go get our library card. I would have a library card before I had like my bank set up or other things like other more important things in life. I made sure we had our library card. I just I've always loved it. And so like it was really important to me to see to me the most famous library in the world. I wanted to see that library. So I think that's like if that's what this is from, I don't know if that's what it's referring to, and I hope it is. I just think that's really cool. So I don't know that I want to do too much with this. Like I said, I feel like I've done a little ode to to him. I feel like I've added my little thing here. I think it's really cool that I remember this little poem. And that's about it. I don't really want to do too much trickery to this card. I feel like something could go here though, pretty safely. I don't think I would be causing too much damage. Rare book room, first edition books. Yes, any of those. Absolutely. Any of that is probably what they were. Oh my gosh. Randomly Rhonda says she's sitting here wrapping blind date with a book. I love that. Have you ladies heard of the blind date with a book trend? And Mariki, I saw your comment too. Love these cards. I've been doing memory decks cards these past few months and love this idea. That's wonderful. What great timing then that you've you've come back to my channel. That's awesome. Okay, I'm just gonna do like okay, my washi has words on it and it says loved this. So I'm just gonna do this. So I'm just adding a little bit of color, but I'm not gonna do too much to hurt this not hurt the card, but like I don't know. I feel like a little bit of respect. I'm not sure why. Okay. It's okay. You don't have to like not every card needs to be like Disneyland and blow it all out with like fireworks. Sometimes your cards can be understated or simple, right? Right. Oh, how wonderful. That's really cool. I think that's neat. I think it has just enough like touch of color, and I think it's pretty simplistic, but I like it. And where I put that gives it the feeling like it's kind of like that little. I don't remember what that punctuation is. The little, that little mark. What is that? Oh my Lanta. Oh, the only word that is coming out of my mouth and it's not the right one. I can only think of parentheses, and that's not a parentheses. It's not a comma. It's a apostrophe. Apostrophe. I don't okay, this is the deal. I don't know if it's an apostrophe, but Margaret and Robin, I'm going to trust you that it is. Okay. I'm just going to trust you. I don't think you'd lie to me. I don't think you would do me wrong. My brain will not accept this, but I'm going to accept that I trust you ladies. It's an apostrophe. It looks like that's what I was trying to do. All right. Heather says, I want a prize from you for knowing New York is a favorite city. Heather, that's awesome. It's probably one of those little, those little silly quizzes or something. That's fun. Well, thank you. Thank you for retaining that little piece of data in your brain about me. That's adorable. That was that's very sweet. And that I'm glad that you got a prize out of that. That was well worth holding on to that little that little tidbit. Um oh, Rhonda says I did do the pocket art challenge. I hope you do that again. So, Miss Rhonda, if you did the pocket art challenge, this little project that I've been doing is quite similar. You know, these are 3x5 cards. So they do have very much a similarity to the pocket art challenge. I have considered doing the pocket art, but I would probably not want to have like the prompts again. Just coming on and just filling pockets is probably what I would enjoy doing more. I kind of started feeling like the the prompt started feeling a little bit constricting to me, I think. Um, but I really do love, I think what it is I personally love these small sizes. So whether it's a 3x5 or a 3x4 or a 2x2, I think that's what it is. Perhaps I could entice you into trying the 3x4 because when you've got a lot of them, much like a an album, you could be the owner of a beautiful box of cards like this. I mean, wouldn't this feel fabulous having a little box in your living room, let's say, and of your pretties that you could sort through and see all of your lovely things that you've accomplished? It's the cool thing is unlike an album, that sits on a shelf, these could be, sitting out on a side table or something or on your desk or your craft table. And you get the satisfaction of seeing all of like your hard work. And I just think that that's really lovely. It's like really instant gratification. I don't have to go pawing through an album. I was thinking about that. I don't have any albums out there. They're tucked away for space purposes. Like I don't have a lot of space. So I don't have the benefit of being able to have like bookcases and all that. So like this I keep because I need to keep it out where I can have it on camera, and I also keep my cards in it. So I'm usually putting stuff directly into it. So this really is such a just eye candy, and it just motivates me to no end. So just a thought that you guys, might. I also was hoping it would entice you. So hopefully, Rhonda, I might entice you to join me. And yeah, you can always be making littler cards at the same time and then just tucking them in your thing. Um, so Heather says it helps that I live in New York. Yes, you lucky girl. I have thought about that so many times since then that like I wonder what New York's been up to. What's been happening there since the last time I've seen it? Where's the box from? My brother made this for me. I asked him if he would make it because I knew that one day I was going to be sharing this project, and so I asked him if he would construct it for me, and if if such things grew to such proportions, um, that he would perhaps be willing to make and stain other boxes that he would be willing to sell or whatever. If because I think boxes like that are wood with a stain would be really lovely. Something worthy of keeping out on your um, living room table or something. Don't you think it would be fun to have these out where, like, if you have someone come over, they can look through them? I just think these are just incredible. So I can't wait to do my workshop and talk to you guys about the ways you can, like, all the ideas I have for how you can use these cards, who you can make cards for, just how special and meaningful they can be. Because right now, these are just for like me. They're for you. I've actually made a set of these for my mom. I made her scripture cards, her own set. And I also made her cards that are blank. So they were all decorated, but then I left them so that she could put whatever she wanted on them. And I bought her a little cute little vintage box And I presented them to her that way. So she got a little vintage recipe box. I actually think I got her this. This actually is a popular box. It's from the J. Chen company. Um, I want to say I probably have like 2 or 3 different types of these little steel boxes. These are pretty prolific on Etsy. So it might be something you consider grabbing because, like, how delicious are these? They are very delicious. They have this type of look to them, when they're in there. How cute is that? Come on. Come on now. And I have another project that the little fall project is going to involve this card kind of activity, and books. Card activity and books. If that's all I can say. So Rhonda, you might be very, very excited for that. So the little fall adventure that I'm going to be putting together is going to be, it has a book theme and it has a card component. So I hope that sound, and it's very cozy. So cozy books and cards, cozy book cards. That is all. Okay, so I'm in love. Let's see, it's 8:45. Do I have, what time is it? I got 4 done. It's a lot of talking. I could probably make more if I wasn't so chatty. Okay. I love my cards. I never know what's going to happen. Each time I sit down and do this, I don't know what little personality or what they're going to be like, but I really, really love how they turned out. I feel like I could sit here and keep making cards too. So, these are some of the kits that we made tonight. This one says, "Dear Mother, I'm sending you the slip that you liked." So that was a letter written from a daughter to her mom. This one is written by, oh, this is the welcome guest check. Every time I see this, Michelle, I don't know if you're still on the chat, but every time I see this guest check one, I always think of Jolene, the Jolene story. Um, do I have a guest check looking girl here? Chris, I can see why you would get side-eyed for that. In our house, we say that too, my precious. There you go, Janice. She said, "Did someone say books? I'm in." That's the spirit. Exactly. And fall. Why does fall feel like let me ask you guys a question. Does fall seem more like a book reading season than summer? That's one of my most favorite memories, Michelle, is the whole Jolene story from from I think that was Camp Wannacraft. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do this guest check one with this girl. She's coming in from a road trip. Okay, and I'm not gonna put her down right away. I learned my lesson. I think I want to do something first. I'm gonna try. I bought this. I bought this a while ago, but this is the same company I bought all the stamp pads from. This Concord and Ninth. Okay, so let us see. I have a guest check. Um, Ooh, before I do anything, I need to put this back because I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget. Okay, so I think I'm going to be doing this like in honor of Jolene. She is, do you guys remember that Wannacraft? I want to say it was Wannacraft. I'm pretty sure it was, and I don't know why my memory says it was it I don't know why it would be in chapel crafting. I'm not sure why I think it was like that. Yes, totally. She was in the trunk. We were storytelling and Jolene ended up in the trunk. And we used one of the journal cards was like a guest check. we we wrote that she was in the trunk because she was too sassy. Too sassy. If you are familiar with the Dixie Chick song, that would make sense. Okay, so I used some white ink to stamp memories. It's kind of very faded in the light. It's not reading very well. Of course, I'm kind of I don't know. Okay, I'm not really helping the situation. I can see it pretty good, but it's not reading very well with the light shining directly on it. Um, this stamp pad's pretty juicy. Um, well, I think reading on a balcony looking at fall trees with tea sounds absolutely wonderful. Jonna says, I've been rewatching Lord of the Rings trilogy with a friend who's never seen it. Yes, my precious. I have to say, I had to be convinced to watch that trilogy. I had no interest in watching it. It took me years and years and years to watch it. I had, I'm just not into those type of movies, but once I watched them, then I have found then I have watched it multiple times, many times actually over the years, and I actually do really like him a lot. I do see a lot of I have derived a lot of meaning out of them at times. They're really they're really good. I never read the books. I do remember the old animated The Hobbit movie that came out when we were younger. Okay. I feel like I'm still not ready to put her down because once you put her down, nothing can be put behind her or anything. So before I put her down, I just want to make sure I have made a solid commitment to it. And I want to make sure, what am I doing? Okay, this is what I want to do. I want to build a little, I want to build a little, um, okay, sorry if I'm doing this off camera. Let me move this up. I am building a little, what do you call it? You know what I'm trying to say? A little collage of pictures. It's not pictures of shapes, a little collage of shapes. And then, okay, so I need one more to go, and it's going to go right behind her head. So, okay, so I'm going to do this dark blue one. Okay, so then I'm going to trim her kerchief because this white is going to be too stark against her. Oh my gosh, fussy cutting is the best. Do you guys remember all of the many, 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 many minutes of the fussy cutting I have done on camera? sometimes I would do it off camera before the show, but a lot of times I'd have to do it on. Okay, now, hopefully I just not smear anything. Okay, so I'm now going to lay her down. Now I regret that I did not try and fussy cut more of her face. Ooh, did you see that? That peeled right up off of there. That was awesome. Oh, it did not stick to the paper like I thought it was going to. It was not impossible to. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. So this sticker is, look at how much of a pain that sticker is going to be. So I'm just going to cut all of that out because she is too difficult. I just want to get that white, um, ugh, that white edge out. So now she doesn't have it. I'm trimming it away from her like face, and I'm going to get it away from her handbag. Okay. Now let's try that again. Take two. Okay, so there she is. Whoop. So I got a little pattern going behind her. Oh my gosh, I love this. These stickers are so bomb. It's like she has like the most awesome amount of adhesion behind her, so she's not clinging. And maybe also it's this paper too. This is photo paper. This is one of our card products. So Mark printed the same photo paper that we use to do the tabs. So that's probably also part of the magic, is that the two things working together are working together as a team. Okay. So I want to keep this going, and I whoop, ooh, that is a crazy one. This guest check. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this thing down, and okay, so there we go. And then I'm going to there it is. Ooh, and staple that down. Okay. That feels really colorful and vibrant, and put that in there. And where are the other tabs? Forever losing these tabs. Part of the problem is that I'm trying to keep them in the frame so that they're they're different than my other tabs, that like I'll be able to say these are our product and they're not mixed in with our other product, which are also tabs that we sell. I want it to be very clear that this is a different product. This is not the same. And I can't do that if I just mix them in. So everything flat on my desk gets lost. Okay. So I don't feel that anything in here is the right fit. I want to keep the welcome guest check alive and well. I don't want it to get lost. So I think I just need to find a more generic tab. So these are the other tabs that we've had manufactured and we sell. I don't know if we have actually sold through our entire set. I don't know if we have more of these back in at my mom's house that we have to get. But this is Meaningful is actually one of the sets that we have in here. They're different patterns though. And uh Adored is the other. Plus we have some from the playbook mixed in here. So it's kind of a little mix of tabs in here. See, like I think this is from like our planner or something, this little August one. That's so cute. Okay, I just need to find the right tab. That one's from Adored. Adored was a favorite collection of mine for a very, very long time. I I wonder if it's been edged out. Ooh, this is one of those. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this. This is one of the tabs that I personally punched out for myself. I love this paper. Okay, where's my little tiny attacher? Everybody back in. Everybody back in. Okay, so I got just enough like red on here. There's like little pops of red and other colors. Okay, so um okay. Okay, so I'm cutting my little strips. Those are the freebie that Clubhouse members got. And uh I printed mine to sticker paper to save myself that step of pasting it down. Of course. Yes, it's true, Michelle. Okay, hang on one second. Face cam. Okay, for those who came in late, there's my official back to school shirt. Yay! I forgot the fact that I have been like my camera's been top down for so long that I forgot. And you came in late. So thanks, Michelle. I told Michelle that I got this shirt. I think I sent her a picture. I was so excited, you guys. I was like, look at the peachy shirt I got. I'm really stoked. I really like this shirt. Now, I will concede this color is probably not the best color for somebody with a hair color like mine. I acknowledge that. Hey, but I want to say something. I got myself fresh ears because I've been using the same ears since the first time I ever started wearing kitty ears for the Late Night Crafty Club, which was I think I started wearing these kitty ears. I got them for camp. And I love wearing them. I use them as headbands because they are the most comfortable headbands and they really hold my hair back. I just need to remember I'm wearing them before going outside. I don't really want people thinking I wear kitty ears. Um, anyway, so I got myself a fresh set because over the years I have lost different ears. They've started unraveling. They've kind of fallen apart because I've been wearing them for years. And So I was picking out ears, and what was I doing? I was looking for colors that contrast. And of course, mustard and teal or blue, these are actually teal. They contrast. So that was what I was doing. So I was not going for the gold ears. I was not looking to harmonize. I was looking for contrast. So I just thought that would be funny to share that even my little outfit, I was like, what what's the right color here? And it was something that would be about the contrast. Go for that when picking your ears. These little kitty ears they've never let me down. I feel bad that I mean how many I've lost over the years. I've either lost them or they've just I've lost an ear, and it's not really their fault. It's just because of how I've stored them or because I've been so hard on them, like laying down and like wearing them when I was like should have taken them off. So they've been very good to me. I like them. They're very, like I said, these are the most comfortable headbands I've ever owned. They're more comfortable than like regular headbands that you buy that are headbands. They're better than goodie headbands, I'll tell you that much. So I personally love them. It's just I do feel I would feel a little odd wearing, in this day and age, I don't want people to get the wrong impression thinking I identify as I'm a dog person anyway. That would be sending the wrong message. Um, oh my goodness, it's midnight where you are. Oh, it is it because you're East Coast. Friday night football is in the fall. Oh, with 80 of your closest friends. That's a lot of friends. That is a lot of friends. All right. Okay. So, okay. John says, I finished a card. It only took 3 hours. John, I'm going to need you to pick up the speed a little bit. Okay, so I don't know. I have that thing going again where I just off a band bus with 80 of my closest friends. That is a lot. I assume that were you playing in the band? How exciting. Do you remember those days, you guys? Friday night going to the football games? So, um Kelly asked about this brand, Conquered and Ninth. So Kelly, I just bought I should have tested it out first. It is pretty juicy, like the ink. I just bought a bunch of the small square pads that they have because they are I thought they were a really decent price. They were selling them for like $3 for a square, and they're on sale, and I got an additional discount on scrapbook.com. So they're heat resistant for so heat set for faster drying. They're archival. So I was looking for an archival ink because all my little inks have faded out. So I didn't test this one. I think it's pretty good. It feels juicy, like it feels like a good stamp. This one's pretty foamy, but I feel like white ink performs differently than the other types of ink. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like am I wrong? This looks foamy, but when I look at other stamp pads, they always seem very dense. So I don't know if white is just kind of a different property, but I I went all in. I bought a bunch of them. Now they have like a whole, like a set that you can buy, but I bought probably like 8 colors because I just decided, you know what, this is going to be the year that you're going to get a little more stampy. So I went with the the 70s colors. I went with like the avocado greens. I got a little bit of mustardies, and then I got yeah, the nutmeg paprika. So I kind of went the 70s colors. So I just felt like I don't have any stamp pads. So I went that way because of the price, to be honest with you. But I looked at everything scrapbook.com had, but most of their stuff is like all of the water-based stamp pads. So I thought if it's either that or it's the archival stuff that Tim Holtz has, which I have that, and I just didn't like their color selection. This had a really awesome color selection. And if you go look at they also sell uh the enamel dots. They're the only company I've ever seen that has an entire, like, all their stamps, they sell enamel dots in the same shade. They sell like whatever shade of stamp they have, they will sell paper, they'll sell enamel dots, they'll sell ink. They sell like a whole line in that color. So I thought, ooh, this is interesting. If I really like it, maybe I've got a new, you know, resource here. So I don't know, give it a try. I mean, it was a small investment. Qualify a bunch. Yeah, can you spare a square? Very funny. Haha. Okay, Flor says that she only made 2. Okay, let me know in the comments how many squares. Thanks, Mark. Let me know in the comments how many cards you have made. And don't feel bad. I'm not trying to shame you. I'm excited to see my friends are crafting with me. So let me know. Okay, so first let me know how many cards you crafted. And then also let me know if you didn't craft. Will you be crafting? Can I get you to craft with me? I know Chris said he would craft digitally. Are there digital crafters with us? I will accept digital crafting. I will take it because some people really like it. I don't have a problem with digital crafting. I think that can be really fun. I do digital crafting sometimes. Ooh, I got all messy there. Okay, Deb said she got 2. Jonna said 1. Sherry Susan said 3. Awesome. Digicraft. Sorry. The appropriate term is digicraft. There we go. Yeah, our pixels got a little hijacked there. Okay, so Laurette said she did 3 cards plus worked on a journal project. Penny, the name of the ink pad company is that Concord and Ninth. Mary did 1. Sahendel did 5 simple ones, and welcome to the show. I'm so glad you joined us. Michelle is crocheting with us tonight. I'm so glad you decided to. Uh, that's fine. And Michelle, if you didn't hear me say earlier, I welcome all crafters, including our fabric. What do you call that? What do you call it when you're the fabric not fabric, it's ah, not fabric. There's a word. It's the word that you would use to describe fabric and yarn, and it describes that genre. Fiber art. Thank you. I extended the hand of fellowship towards our fiber art sistren. I said, please join us. Nonetheless, because I'm going to be hosting, I'm going to schedule a crafty goals session. crafty goals so that we can talk about our goals for the year ahead next year and setting goals and such. And I want all of us to participate. And that includes our non-paper crafty friends, because some of you really do love the fiber arts. And so I want all of us to do that, because I know from the inception of the Late Night Crafty Club, we have always had um, fiber arts girls. Some of you you refuse. You refuse to love the paper. I'm just kidding. I know. I get it. It would be like the reverse. If someone told me that I had to like do nothing but sewing and fiber arts, I would feel the same. There's like a few things I could try, but I would not love them the same as doing that. I would do them. I could do them, but it would not be the same. So I'm just teasing you guys, girls. Penny got 2. Janice made 10 2x2 cards. Look at you go. Terry got 2. Margaret says she's still working on her 2021 Camp Reset Junk Journal. She's chunking and fluffing it up nicely, if I do say so myself. Well, I appreciate that, because I bet it's super cute. You had a lot of cute stuff going on. I hope you took lots of pictures of all your cute stuff, because you shared some of them with us. So I love that. Michelle, 2 down, only 1 posted. Oh, that's right. Those of you in the clubhouse, please post your pictures in the craft studio, because then you will get credit on your bingo for sharing. John says, in my defense, I finished organizing my reset cart and fussy cut a ton of stuff. Okay, fair enough. Credit for that. Deborah, didn't make any cards, just gathering inspiration. Yes, I love making cards with you. Love it. Textiles and fiber art. Yes, those are all things that my brain struggled to grasp. I don't know. Brenda says that she was a spectator tonight because she was sick. I will let you off the hook this time. Woo! Benita says, I'm designing stickers and cutting them out on my Cameo. Look at you. I did not know that you like doing that. How fun. Are you doing them for your Bible or something, Miss Benita? Are you doing them for your spa days? Okay. Kelly says she's caught up. Thanks for the 411. The clothes are super intriguing. I like the tiny squares and the price. Exactly. I wanted little, that was the thing. I don't want a bunch of these. This is huge. This is going to dry up before I ever finish using it. So that's the other thing I forgot to mention. I was specifically shopping for the little ink pads, because I'm not a big stamper, so I did not want to invest in these, because these are like $8. So the little ones were 3, and they had such an amazing range of colors. The fact that they were archival, yeah. So I thought, okay, how much could they stink? And people, the of the reviews that I did see, nobody was like, oh, these are the worst. So I'm gonna take some chances. So that's where we're at. Right, Michelle? You'd have been like, I want my money back. She says, I'm so glad to know that I'm still welcome after all these years. I was worried we could never kick you out. Never. Mary says, I can't help but love paper. Always have, always will. Exactly. Yeah, me too. Me too. So, um, okay. So it is 9:18. So this has been my longest late night crafty club. I have done. I don't feel like, I'm not sure that I have closure with this particular one. I do. So here's this thing. I think it's like, if the word is intuitive, I don't know what the word is, like a gut feeling that I have. It's like my gut feeling, my eye, whatever. I'm holding this as if you can actually see it. Let me go back down. This does not feel finished for me, but I don't know what would make it feel finished right now. And I feel very tired in the moment. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it aside and I'm going to come back to it because I want every little card to have its moment. And I don't want to like rush through cards like I'm just trying to check off boxes. I want to feel like when I look at my cards one day, they each had a little personality and they each got attention. I didn't just treat them like a number. So I'm going to come back to that one. I don't want to, it feels flat and I don't want it to feel that way. When I look through my cards, I want it to feel like a symphony. I want it to play beautifully. I don't want to look through it and then there's a flat note, you know? And that happens like when you turn pages of something that you've made too and you just that one card or that one photo or that one thing that you did and you didn't give all of it or you did something you didn't like and you decided to keep it or something, you know what I mean? It's that one thing that it always rubs you the wrong way. I don't want to have that thing in my collection. I want to see each one that it brings me joy, that I like it. Um and that's what this project should be about, is that you like it, that you want to see each card be a joyful little work of art to you. And I think over time, what you might see too is that your process improves and that you're going to see your skills improving, your style improving, your choices change, your style might get fine tuned. Because we're going in for a long haul. This is unprecedented in the reset, um, our little community, you might belong to multiple communities. So like when you're in this community and this little vibe that we have going in here, I have been very flighty, and not consistent. So this will be different that going to stay the course so long. So I'm hoping uh, that what I've seen happen for me, I would love that to happen for you. Because as I've been working on this, my branding and working on the Reset Girl stuff, like in the behind the scenes, and I have work on it all day from getting up in the morning till long after the sun goes down. Mark and I are putting in really long hours working on stuff behind the scenes. That's where all my energy and effort is going into, because there's so much stuff that I'm trying to turn a ship around slowly to go a different direction. And there's so many things that need to be built and redone and rewritten and all of this stuff. So it's making me think long and hard about, well, what is it that I do? What is it I'm trying to do? And what is it? Who am I speaking to? And who are these people I speak to? And what is it that I'm, when I think about when you think about your audience and who you're speaking to, like what are their issues and what do they care about? And these are the things that people that advise you, they ask you to think about, and so I've started thinking about my story and like, how did I get here? And what made me start this little path? And this path actually started many years ago. It started before Instagram existed. It actually started with, I had a whole other little side business I started called One Crafty Secretary. And that's actually my little origin story. And I started doing that uh right after I lost everything, and I started the Reset Girl, the URL. I just bought that URL, and it was going to be like my long-term goal was one day to start a blog where I was going to talk about, resetting your life and how to change it. And then I set about changing my life. So I started doing different things. I went back to college to finish up and getting my degree. And I started a side hustle that I called One Crafty Secretary. And I started doing all these fun little projects. And it's really funny when I think about why I called myself that, and how in my little crafting and the things that I was doing in it is I have always had this little love affair with the secretary and the little office supplies and all the things. And so when the honeys and the story behind the honeys and how it was, that took me back to my mom, and how my mom was a secretary and she went to secretary school, and she gave me all of her little secretary supplies, and she would give me like every time they like, she worked for the stock exchange, so they were often giving her like like pads that they couldn't use anymore because they would update something. So she'd bring them home for me to write in and fill out little stock exchange forms. And so I would pretend to be a secretary all the time. Little did I know I would grow up to be one and I would absolutely hate it. And then I would work so hard to go back to school, like go get my college, my big college degree so that I could change my life. So it's just kind of, it's really interesting how when I look back, how I made that, like these two pivotal things were all about the secretary, the honey, and my craft supplies have been office supplies. Like all of these different components got melded into my brand, and they got melded into my style and the things that I love. And like that is so funny because it's really what drew a lot of people to my brand or my look or whatever you want to call that, was that vintage style, that vintage look, those little stories. And it is kind of funny that it speaks to other people too, that those things also they have little meaningful things too. In in the interim though, in getting to know each other and spending time together, it's obviously far more than just like I like vintage stuff or whatever. It's also been learning that there's a community here and having this fun, and there's like women who are willing to, be silly together and, do have imaginary camp together and put on a beauty mask challenge, and uh have 3-hour live streams where we're, crafting together for like, when I think about, I have live streamed thousands of hours, thousands of hours. If I were to add up the totality of all of the hours I've done in workshops on the First Love Club platform and this one, it's thousands of hours of live streaming. So it's just, it's amazing to me that all of that is because there's an audience. There's people that are like, we're here to have fun, or we're here to listen, or we're here to learn, or we're here to do something. That is such a precious, precious, precious thing. What a gift. It's such a gift. And so, but it often leaves me with a connect, like it often leaves me feeling like such a like mystery of like, I don't, what is it that I'm doing? What's it that what am I doing? And what am I solving? What problem am I solving here? What am I offering? So for the time being, in working on the things that I've been working on, I just, at this point, all I can say is that I build adventures. I build experiences. I build online crafty experiences or online adventures, because if I were to look at the totality of what I've done, I would say that the things that I have been the most successful at have been, the online um, camp and retreat experiences, and they have been very robust. they, they have, and I would like to see like all the different ways that I can kind of create iterations of those and make, very small, impactful, meaningful little experiences that are just for like individuals, or um, changing and modifying them so that I can do more of them more consistently. So I think that's kind of what I wanted to focus my kind of North Star at for a while and see. So this project has really breathed a lot of creative life in me, and has kind of like just reinvigorated me. It's kind of reminded me of like, I don't know, what I wanted to do, where I was going. before everything got very floopy. And so I really wanted to say thank you so much for coming back, for showing up, for being excited to craft together, to create together. And it's going to be, I'm very excited, about the immediate season. I'm so excited for fall. I can't even tell you. It's such a dreamy season. It's just such a wonderful season. I feel like it's the most impactful season as far as like creating and doing something really wonderful. And I'm excited to try and get something done before the year ends, like to give you something to like start planning for the year before January. I want to see if I can pull that off. Because I think that would be really fun to even get something in your hands that you could start thinking about your year ahead before we're ever even at that point. Because sometimes it feels like we're supposed to think of all those things right after Christmas. You have 1 week to make all your plans before January 1. And I honestly I like February 1 to be the new January 1. But I wanted to try a few things and see if that just felt like, I don't know, if it felt better trying to give you a longer time to think about stuff. And I'm a person that likes to think about things for a long time before I actually do stuff. So I'm kind of probably projecting my habits on you. But in any event, it's just now I have all of this like fun stuff in my head. So I'm very glad I have somewhere to go with it. So thank you. That's a very long way of just thanking you for showing up and being so supportive of all of our products that we've been rolling out, and showing up to the Late Night Crafty Club again. And this is very exciting. And I'm glad to see some of you are crafting with me, and I'm going to get more of you to craft with me. You watch. You be warned. You have been warned. It will happen. I shall get you. Um, okay. So the next meeting will be held on September 20th. 2 days, I believe. I think it's 2 days before fall. I believe fall starts on the 22nd of September. I asked Alexa. That's who told me. So I think. Well, it was a great evening, Chris. Thank you and Janice for showing up. I appreciate that so much. And yes, thank you, Laurette. Thanks. And hi, Tish. Um, thank you guys for coming. And Jonna, thank you for making your cart and dedicating it to crafting with me. So we're cart twinsies. Um, that would be a fun thing to get our carts or our totes or our little box ready. I don't want to put pressure on you if you don't have a lot of stuff. I'm not trying to get you to get a lot of stuff, but we should. That gives me incentive to like put together. Want to make a tool, like a nice little freebie tool to get you to think about what some nice little basics to have for your toolkit, um, of just being able to use what you have, get minimal things so that you can have a minimal crafty life, because just minimal crafting is going to do such a great thing it's good for your peace of mind. It's such a lovely thing to get lost in. I was not able to do that with so many different projects. It was too work intensive. It was too much work. It was not something that I could fall into. I would like to see how many of you can fall into this. I'm pretty resistant. I'm not really a crafter at heart. I'm really not. I know it might seem that way, but I'm really not. You can ask Mark. I don't gravitate to crafting. I do not. Um, but when I'm in this space, oh, it's so good. Like I look at my little cards. They're just so dreamy. To me, they are. And I want you to feel that for what you make too, because that gives you a little bit of crafty confidence, and that makes you fall in love a little bit more with your ability and what you can do. It makes you want to like put more effort into it. And that's that little bit of extra. It's like when you go on a weight loss journey, and it's like when you go down a size, right? Or lose your first 5 pounds or something. If you've ever done that, it's like that. It's that first little hump that gives you that extra motivation. And now you're like, nope, saying no to the extra treats or the temptations, because now you have a bit of the eye of the tiger, because now you have some victory under your belt. That's a little bit what this is like, is when you get those first little bits of like, oh, I really like what I did here. I really love this card. I really like this. I tried this. I really like it. Then you whip out 6 more that have that thing that you really like. And now you really like that, plus this other thing I just tried. I mean, Kelly got on here and mentioned dots one night, right, Kelly? You mentioned dots. And the next thing I know is I'm having a love affair with my paint pen, my $2.59 paint pen. And it just changed up something for me. I added a new thing. I am slow to adopt any new little technique. That's why my stuff kind of looks the same as it has, year over year. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. And that's why I think I'm a good example to a lot of women who are not, that they're not super crafty and they don't think of themselves as super crafty. They have a harder time too. Um, there has to be someone cheering those women on. Not everybody can be in the fast lane. Not everybody is that woman with, the full blown craft room going to all the craft retreats. Honestly, if I wouldn't go to a craft retreat, but even if I did, I probably wouldn't craft. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably be chatting or something, but I would have a harder time crafting. And I know this from experience. I think that there's room for people who like want to, but there's something holding them back. There's something that they lack. I just think part of it's lacking crafty confidence. So if that's a problem, if that's a problem, maybe that's the problem I'm here to solve. Maybe that's my problem. That's my problem solving ability in the year ahead. We'll see. We'll see. So anyway, Brenda, I'm glad you spent this evening with me too, Miss Kelly Anderson. There's my pay pen. There you go. And we didn't want you spending hours playing Stardew Valley. I'm glad that you guys all gave up something else to do and decided to craft with me. So thank you. Um, there you go. Aw, thank you so much, Benita. I'm so glad. And you hung out this whole time. Now, that's unusual. I love that you hung out with us, Miss Benita. So that's wonderful. Um, yeah, I love that. So thank you. And Chris and Janice, thank you for hanging out with us. It's been wonderful since you joined us. That's lovely. I love a husband and wife hanging out with us. All is welcome. So you girls, thank you everybody so much for joining me. I always hate saying goodbye. Yes, we're now going into, we're back to classic Late Night Crafty Club timing, because now we're at the 3.5 hour mark. So now we're back to normal time of my live streams. I was trying to stay in the 2 hour range, but now we're back to classic. So right, Penny, but I genuinely felt like, wow, 2 weeks, it feels so much longer. So that's such a great sign that I was so missing doing this. I really, really was. Like, it felt longer than 2 weeks. So I genuinely missed your faces and I was so looking forward to this. I was like getting my little outfit out. I was getting my desk all set up like yesterday. I was so ready. So all that being said, I hope to see you on the 20th. If you're not signed up for the Late Night Crafty newsletter, you can do that in the description box. There's a link so that you can click it. You'll get the bingo sheets, little freebie, the bingo sheet freebie. And I send out a newsletter to a little quick one to say, hey, I'm going to go live on this date, just a reminder. So I don't pester you. I'm really good about not pestering. And that's, I think, it. And we have new stuff in the shop, theresetgirl.com, if you want to go browse all of our new stuff. If you haven't visited us in a while, we've got lots of new stickers, and new digitals. And like I said, I'm working on new stuff, new planners, and, yeah, other stuff I cannot tell. But anyway, good to see you, Miss Annabelle. See you then. And woo, go to bed, Brenda. I hope you feel better. I hope you do. And no, you hang up, Lee. You hang up. That's how I feel every single time. It's like what Kelly says. We have like a Minnesota goodbye, right? Is that what you call it, Kelly? It's a Minnesota goodbye when you guys stand in the parking lot and you keep walking a little bit further away from each other, but you don't actually say, you don't actually just leave. Yeah, I'm really bad about that. I'm terrible. I'm the friend that will never like let you completely go. That's because I don't really see I just don't see people in real life very often. So anyway, maybe I'm really needy. I don't want to go. Okay, I'll go. I'll hang up first. Anyway, I love your little faces, you guys. You guys are the best. That's why, like, what more could a girl ask for? And that's why she doesn't want to hang up. But I'll see you guys very, very soon. And it was wonderful to see you too, Michelle Spencer, on a Late Night Crafty Club. There you go. And we're having a Minnesota goodbye. But I love your little face. Mwah, 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 mwah. I'll see you guys really soon. Bye, everybody. Goodbye, my friends. Yeah, let me see here if I can remember how to do this. Bye.
Say, oh playmate, come out and play with me, and bring your dollies three. Climb up my apple tree, look down my rain barrel, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore. Say, oh playmate, come out and play with me, and bring your dollies three. Climb up my apple tree, look down my rain barrel, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore. Say, oh playmate, come out and play with me, and bring your dollies three. Climb up my apple tree, look down my rain barrel, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore. Say, oh playmate, come out and play with me, and bring your dollies three. Climb up my apple tree, come and climb my tree, look down my rain barrel, slide down my door, and we'll be friends forever. Say, oh playmate, come out and play with me, and leave those dolls at home. You can come along, look down my rain barrel, slide down my door, and we'll be friends forever. Forever, forever, forever. Look down my rain barrel, slide down my door, and we'll be friends forever. Oh, forever, oh, forever.